Check, check. There we go. There we go. Sweet. Okay. Check, check, check. 1, 2. Check, check, check. 1, 2. Okay. Am I good, though? Okay. Check, check. 1, 2. Do I need to get turned up? Check, check. 1, 2. Check, check. Check, check. 1, 2.
You just were quieter than the ad break, so I turned the ad break down.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay.
Thank you.
You want to get Chris? It's tricky.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go live with our slash screen. So that
Check 1, 2.
we're ready when you guys are.
We good, Haley? Check. Check.
Try now.
Good.
Or count to 10.
Speak. Speak.
Hello. Test. Good. Okay.
Okay. You want?
Am I good? And I was like, let me put on my headphones. Then you stopped
Here, let's test.
talking.
You want to test this,
Well, I
Haley?
kept asking you, I didn't get a response.
Yeah, I was waiting.
That sounds fun.
I think it's fine.
Okay. Sweet.
I'm going to eat a sandwich into this microphone. Ready?
I'm going to go ahead and give JC a call. Are you good on the YouTube side? On YouTube, we're already live. Perfect.
This is nice because I can actually.
You there, boss man?
I like having a monitor.
You there? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Awesome. We are already a step better than last week. We sound okay on your end? Okay. Mm-hmm.
Well, this room is like
And that's fine. Okay. Yeah.
Just enjoy yourself.
We are okay.
What time do you want to go?
As soon as
Hi-oh.
probably yeah.
JC. JC. He's gone.
All right, Chris, we got to do our dreaded camera shot to start things out.
Okay. Oh,
Yes, I can. Yes.
we're going to be on the camera?
Yep.
Okay.
And we are ready to go whenever you are, JC.
Let me know and I'll start it. If you want to be very engaging, look into the camera.
Yeah.
Like, hi guys.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Just hit me in the head when you're ready.
I'll punch you in the back of your head whenever we're ready.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I have to like duck because look. There I am.
Good evening, Bulldog fans. Welcome to Henry Jeffrey Sports Complex, Week 2 of the High Field. Here in their first home game of the 2022 season, Kurt Simon and his coaching staff make their way to the sideline. Kurt Simon in his 26th year. And, he's seen the Eagles quite a few times. Again, Carmi has not lost to Vienna since the Eagles joined the BDC back in 2009. And Kurt, it frankly hasn't been close either. In Vienna, it's just one of those teams where they'll get a good team every 4 or 5 years, but they just always seem like they're struggling at the bottom of the BDC.
Yeah, and coming off a total rebuild of a program, this is going to be one of those years for them, I'm afraid. But when you're coaching when you're in a situation like Vienna's coach is in, starting a program from scratch, you're just going to have to expect that. It's part of any growing process. Anything, you start a new job, you start a new class, whatever it is, it's something new to you.
It's going to have that revamp season. They made the playoffs, and that's good to see as a conference team, to see your other conference opponents doing well overall.
It's good for every team in the conference. If every team is competitive with each other, any football coach would tell you, you want to see that because you want teams to be at their best. You want to compete against the best competition week to week because when you get in the postseason, if you do qualify for the playoffs, everybody's good. Everybody. There are no nights off, so to speak. So yeah, it's good for the conference when the teams are better, and I think everyone's going to get there at some point. It's just in high school football now with in this part of the state, we know it's no secret. Enrollment issues are always there.
Yep.
You can look at the numbers through the years. High schools around here, enrollments are shrinking, so your pool of players to get it's just getting tougher. So if you can keep consistency, you're going to have attrition every now and then. You may have a great group of seniors. Carmi has that this year. You ride the waves. It's not like college. It's not like the NFL. You can't go draft the best players every year. You can't go recruit them. You take the kids you have, you get the best kids, you get the most out of them, and you build your program showing them the right way, showing them character, hard work. You get those kids that want to be there and buy in and do what you're asking them to do, and that's how you build programs. And, so Vienna's at the start. I think Carmi's in a position this year with this senior class and the experience they have and good juniors and sophomores underneath them. I think, Carmi's just in that position this year where if they play well every week, they could be in the driver's seat this year.
I want to thank those of you joining on the WRUL Sports YouTube channel live stream. Had some issues during the pregame, but we are up and running as far as I know. Haley Winkleman has got the controls tonight. Asher Penrod is running our camera for the evening. So the PA announcer, Trey Mason, going to introduce the starters for the Carmi County Bulldogs. They'll introduce the offensive starters, it looks like, and we will introduce those as well. Going left to right on the offensive line, Chase Pringle, a 5'10", 235 senior, wearing number 70. Left guard, number 50, Gavin Payton. He's a 6', 230-pound junior. The center, Nelson Ryder, number 51. He is a 6'2", 200-pound junior. The right guard, number 79, Bryson Moore, a 6'2 senior, returning a first-team All-BDC member last year. And the right tackle, a junior, number 62, Austin Owen. Rounding out the offensive line, your tight end is going to be Nate Brown, a 6'1 senior, wearing number 34, Tyler Gomat. The other tight end, number 12, a 6'2 senior. Your running backs for the evening, Draxon Odd, he's a 5'9 senior. Isaac King, also a 5'9 senior. Andrew Dodson, he is a 6', 195 senior. And your quarterback, Warren Legg, a 5'11", 180-pound senior. Warren completed 2 passes out of his 2 pass attempts last week against Hamilton County. And Chris, I can't imagine Carmi is going to throw the ball that much tonight because they really won't need to. I can't imagine.
No, they're going to stick to what they do best. If you're a Bulldog fan week to week, 9 plays out of 10, or more likely 10 plays out of 10, you're going to see them run the football. Off tackle, up the middle, hit the edge. That's just what they're going to do. That's their bread and butter, and they're going to stick to it. Now, you might see some situations where if they know they want to get a few reps, maybe you might see a couple spread formations tonight just to do it, just to get some reps at it. But, we know Carmi's MO, and it's going to be to pound the rock.
And so Carmi introducing the offensive starters yet again. I did not check out the coin toss. Not sure who's going to get the ball first and who will be on defense first. Reminder, you are listening to Bulldog Football on 97.3 WRUL, Carmi, Illinois, and also online at WRUL.com. And you can also watch the game live over on our YouTube channel, WRUL Sports. Just go to your YouTube app on your smart TV or your phone, youtube.com, and type in WRUL Sports to watch the game live. Again, Bulldogs 1-0. They beat Hamilton County last week, 46-6 on the road. Vienna-Goreville, they're 0-1. They fell to Cesar-Villiers last week, 55-12 at home. A couple of interesting games going on in the conference tonight, including Cesar-Villiers. They are taking on Fairfield tonight. Not sure where. I assume, at Cesar. But that's really going to be a game to see, okay, which teams at the top of the conference. You've got Cesar and Fairfield taking on each other tonight, and also Johnson City and El Dorado taking on each other in El Dorado.
Yeah, that Fairfield-Cesar game is definitely one to keep an eye on because, in my eyes, Johnson City, Cesar and Fairfield have always been. Fairfield's been the top of the heap. Cesar, Johnson City last year has been right with them, and this Carmi team is going to be right there in that mix. So if you're Cesar, you're playing Fairfield tonight, and you're going to see the Bulldogs next week. So Cesar's got quite a run coming up as far as competition. So it's important for the Bulldogs to play well tonight, knowing what lays ahead next Friday.
Vienna-Goreville will get the ball to start the ball game. They've got two guys deep, Noah Green as well as Evan Moore. Mitchell Edwards will kick this one away, and we are underway. A squib kick picked up at the 31-yard line by the Eagles, and they won't get much far past that. Put the football at about the 35-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Vienna. So chance for this Carmi defense, who again did a great job last week, did not allow much of anything against the Foxes. Going to have a chance to do the same thing tonight against the Eagles.
Exactly. If they can come in, put an identical performance, get 3 and outs early, get them off the field, and then let the offense take over, establish yourself early. That's been the Bulldogs' kind of identity so far. Strong defense, power running, control the football, and the game clock as well.
So expect to see a lot of spread formations from Vienna tonight. They come out in that with 2 receivers to the right and 2 to the left, now 3 to the right and 2 to the left side. Oh, they send that guy to the sideline, actually.
Should have been 12 men on the field.
Mm-hmm. So when the quarterback, the shotgun is the quarterback, he got pressure right away. He dumps it off to Moore in the flat, and he's got nowhere to go. The correction, that was Green who made the catch. Caleb Sievers there for the tackle, as well as Trayton Vickers. Vienna's quarterback, Charlie Woodrum, a 6'1" sophomore, is their quarterback.
Well, they're trying to set up a little screen pass to the right there. They did well by drawing the defensive line upfield, but the corners did an excellent job. Sievers and Vickers staying at home and making that play.
So a loss of 2 on the play brings up 2nd down and 12. 40 seconds gone here in this opening quarter. Woodrum goes back to the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to his left and 1 to his right, a wingback to his left. They hand it off up the middle and trying to bounce it outside. This is Adam Board, the ball carrier, and he's wrestled down right away. Nate Brown got him. Little to no gain there. Loss about half a yard. Brings up 3rd down and long here for the Eagles.
It was a fantastic play by Nate Brown from his end position. Did a good job keeping his shoulders square. As a defensive end, the one thing you can't let happen is you can't jump inside. You can't get what's called a hook block. You can't get pinched inside, let the back get the edge. You're the line of contain. When you're defensive end, it's your job to contain that edge. He had great pad level, good shoulders, and made a great play.
10:30 left to play in the first quarter. First drive for Vienna. 3rd down and long. Bulldogs bring pressure. Pass is caught over the middle, and running with the football is Ian Sopchak, and Sopchak's going to take the football inside the Carmi 45, and the Eagles bust a big one. 1st and 10 Vienna.
And we talked about it. You don't want to give a team confidence early, but credit Vienna that play. They had a nice play drawn up that time. The Bulldogs brought the house, brought their linebackers. They snuck the inside receiver right over the middle, caught the Bulldogs in a blitz. Receivers downfield made a couple good blocks. As excellent pass completion for Vienna.
So it puts the football all the way to the Carmi 42-yard line. Scoreless game here, 10:15 to play in the opening quarter. And the Eagles try to march down to start this ball game. So the big pass play from Woodrum, the quarterback, to Sopchak, the wide receiver. You'll hear his name a lot. They target him quite a bit. Had a long touchdown catch and run last week against Cesar-Villiers. Woodrum back to pass again. Wide receiver screen this time to Sopchak. He turns upfield, and he will get about 4 yards there. Draxon drags him down. 2nd and medium coming up for the Eagles.
The quarterback has a nice arm.
Yeah, he does.
Sopchak getting it out there to the wing. Again, you're seeing a lot of bubble screens, a lot of just regular tailback screens, and then quick slants across the middle. This Eagle offense, obviously, they rely on putting the ball in the air, kind of the contrast to the Bulldogs, and so far they've been pretty effective.
We talked about it. Vienna's got some good skill position guys, but just up front, not as strong as Carmi. They've done an okay job there on this first drive. They call it 2nd and 6. Ball at the Bulldog 38-yard line. Handoff up the middle. Now trying to bounce it to the right side. This is Board, the ball carrier, and he's taken back taken down back at the 45-yard line. Big tackle for a loss by Draxenod. Going to bring up 3rd down and long here for Vienna yet again.
They had kind of what we call almost a pistol formation there, where you got the quarterback and shotgun, a fullback to his right and a tailback behind him. Tried to run a little sweep off the edge. Odd, just a tremendous job coming up making that play. So you can see where this team struggles. They are not a team that's going to run the ball effectively, so they have to rely on quick screens and quick hitters. So you just got to put pressure on them.
So 3rd down and long. Woodrum back to pass. Pressure again. Throws a deep ball down the field. It is incomplete. Landon Driscoll almost picked it off. Got a hand on it. He was looking for Sopchek, and it brings up 4th down and 13.
Well, this time the Bulldogs did not bring the blitz. They kept everybody back. Nate Brown came off the edge, put just enough pressure on Sopchek to underthrow that ball by just a hair. Driscoll timed his jump just enough to tip that ball. Another half second, that might have been a completion.
Yeah. So with the ball marked at the Bulldog 45-yard line, the Eagles will try to pin Carmi in their own territory. So the Carmi defense will force a punt despite that long 1st down play. 8:26 to go in the opening quarter. And so this will be Cole Sampson to punt this one away. Not a bad punt. It will take a Vienna-Goreville bounce and roll to the 2-yard line. Isaac King telling Landon Driscoll pick that one up, but Driscoll lets it roll. It will be downed at the 2. So that is where Carmi will start their first drive of the night, their own 2-yard line.
Remember what I say about special teams? That's your example right there.
Yeah.
That's an NFL-type punt. Not the distance or height or anything. Just where he placed that. I mean, they're at midfield. Now all of a sudden the Bulldogs are backed up on their 2. I mean, you want that.
It can change the game.
Absolutely. If you're giving the Bulldogs the ball at midfield, this type of offense, I mean, 3 plays they can be in the end zone. Now you got to make them earn it. They got to go 98 yards. So let's see if Carmi can come out and establish the run early.
So 8:16 left here in the first quarter. Carmi starts this drive on their own 2-yard line. Under center is Warren Legg. He will hand it off to his left. It's Isaac King. He'll turn upfield, break a tackle, and King takes it out to the 10-yard line. About an 8-yard pickup. He almost busted that one for a long gain. The gain of 8, 2nd and short coming up.
Yeah, it looked like from our angle he was going to break that,
Yeah.
But their linebacker came out of nowhere. Actually, it was their safety. Kind of wrapped him up from behind. Right there. That was probably potentially a touchdown-saving tackle because he had a lot of real estate out there.
Under 8 to go in a scoreless first quarter. 2nd down and 2. Under center is Warren Legg. He will turn and toss it left side now to King. King looking for blockers. Now bounces it outside across the 20-yard line, 25-30. And King will put his shoulder down and get bumped out of bounds at around the 35-yard line. In 2 plays, the Bulldogs have picked up 33 yards. 1st down at 10. That's a Rush Appliance 1st down.
You see how patient he is when he gets the ball on that little toss to the left side. Again, what he does so well, what Isaac King does so well as a runner, he allows the time for his linemen and his lead back to get out in front of him. He lets them do their job. He doesn't get in a hurry and outrun them. He lets his blockers do their thing and then cuts.
7:20 left here in the first quarter. Legg tosses to the right side. Draxenod breaks one tackle and then slips through another down to the 39 of Carmi. About a 5-yard pickup there for Draxen on the ground. Brings up 2nd and 5.
And you can see how quickly Carmi, just a methodical grinding machine. Just like a road grader going down a highway. They're just slow, methodical. 5 yards, 10 yards, 4 yards. They're always ahead of the chains.
They call it 2nd and 4. Ball at the Carmi 40-yard line. Nothing to score. We're at 6:45 left here in the first quarter. Handoff right side, King. Again being patient, trying to bounce it left side, up the middle. 1st down for King. Across the 40-yard line, stumbles down into Vienna territory, down to the Vienna-Goreville 37-yard line. That's another Rush Appliance 1st down.
Well, that was that power G to the right side out of the wing, and I'm going to tell you, he got a fantastic block from his right tackle, Austin Owen. Austin Owen with about a 7-yard drive pancake block. King cut behind it. Just beautiful, beautiful power football there.
So the officials come in. They're going to make an officials timeout shortly. I think Isaac's got
equipment issue
some sort of equipment issue. He will come to the sideline, so they'll bring in Caleb Siebers.
Yeah, looks like his shoulder pads need some adjusting there.
6:24 left here in the first quarter. Scoreless ball game. Carmi driving on their first drive that started back at their own 2-yard line. They are now at the Vienna-Goreville 36, and they're going to re-huddle this to get the correct play call. But the play clock is down to 17. Really, you don't want to burn a timeout here if you're Carmi, down to 13 already, and now they're at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they should just get this one off.
Leg under center. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Handoff right side to Odd. Odd puts a shoulder down inside the 30-yard line. Still going. Draxon Odd not wanting to go down. And he's taken down finally inside the Vienna 25-yard line. That's enough for a Rush Appliance first down.
The old 24 crossbuck. And again, if you're going to tackle Drax Odd on the first attempt, you better bring your lunch bucket because it's not going to be easy.
So puts the football all the way to the Eagle 23-yard line. Isaac King back in the ball game. Shoulder pads good to go.
And Cole, you can see that the Eagles are playing a 6-man front with 2 linebackers. They are stacking everybody at the line.
Leg under center. 24 crossback this time to Draxon Odd. Lots of running room. Odd inside the 5. Touchdown, Carmi, White County.
Wow.
Draxon Odd from 23 yards out, and the Bulldogs march 98 yards in no time. 6-0 CWC.
Well, forget what I said about field position. When you can run the ball like the Bulldogs have, hey, I got to give some credit. I love to credit the big hogs up front.
Absolutely.
This time, Nelson Ryder with a pancake block downfield. This kid is a consistent football player. Your center is your general of the offensive line. He's a leader, and he's hard-working, smart kid, fantastic block. Great series by the offensive line, everybody. Beautiful run by Drax Odd.
They were going to see Carmi attempt a PAT here.
You're
so
kidding me.
It's been a couple of years
I think it's been about 10 years.
since Carmi has attempted a PAT. Mitchell Edwards is out there. And the snap, leg will hold it. The kick is up, and that kick
Perfect.
is good.
Yes.
I would think 2016, maybe the last time Carmi kicked an extra point.
Did you have, was it your
Jake
senior year?
Simon did
That's
that
right.
when he
It would've been.
was a senior.
6 years ago.
It's been a while,
Man.
but Carmi leads at 7-0 with 5:26 to go in the first quarter. We'll take a 30-second break on your home for Bulldog football, 97.3 WRUL.
It right.
Citizens National Bank of Albion is making changes for the better.
Even better, that is.
Even better bank locations.
For even better customer service.
Even better leadership.
For even better local decision making.
And even better products and services.
That's why Citizens National Bank of Albion is your 5-star and most trusted financial partners in Edwards, Wayne, White, Richland, and Lawrence counties.
Citizens National Bank of Albion, know even better banking.
Member FDIC.
7-0 Carmi, 5:26 to go in this first quarter as the Bulldogs drive down Draxon Odd with a 23-yard touchdown run to cap off the scoring drive, and the kickoff by Mitchell Edwards picked up from the 20-yard line for Vienna. On the run back is going to be number 23, Noah Green, gets it up across the 25, so 1st and 10 for Vienna. And Chris Carmi marched right down the field, little to no effort, it felt like.
Yeah.
98 yards, getting the end zone. Draxon Odd caps it off.
Yeah, it was just they made it look so easy, you know. And like I said, Vienna had a 6-man front, 2 linebackers. They were even walking one of their other corners up. At one time, they probably had 9 guys at the line of scrimmage. And when you can run the ball against 9 guys between the tackles, you're going to have a good night. I was just excited. I'm still excited that we kicked an extra point. It's been a while. So that's
Special
Mitchell
teams.
Edwards. Mitchell Edwards, first PAT in 6 seasons.
5:18 to go in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Carmi. Back in the shotgun as Woodrum hands it off up the middle, and literally nowhere to go. Draxon Odd all over it. Also in there, Bryson Moore brought him down. Eli Bryant, loss of a couple.
Yep.
2nd and long coming up. That was Board on the carry.
And you can see how much of a burden it is to a football team when you cannot run the football.
Yep.
If you have to rely on getting in the spread and throwing the ball every down, if you can't get a yard or 2 on a short yardage situation, you have to line up and throw it. It's just you're playing behind the 8 ball every snap. You have to have some balance, and it's, you know, that's you can tell that's kind of Vienna's Achilles heel. They just don't have much of a running game. Now they have shown some nice spurts in the passing game, but eventually, if you can't get the yards when you need it, running the ball, you're you're going to struggle.
And a penalty flag flies in as the play clock hits 0. So it's going to be a delay of game here against Vienna. So it will turn a 2nd and 11 to a 2nd and 16. And also, Chris, when you have an inexperienced team, guys that haven't played much varsity football, you're going to have some whistles like that, flags against yourself that you got to limit if you're the Eagles.
Yeah, you just cannot afford. If you're Vienna, you cannot make any mistakes against this Bulldog team tonight. You know you're facing a football team that's stronger than you. You can't give them any gifts. And delay of games, false starts, that's just handing gifts to someone who doesn't need any gifts.
Under 4.5 to play in the opening quarter. Still 7-0 Carmi. Eagles with the football at their own 23. Quick throw in the flat, and making the catch and running upfield is Constante, and he is taken down hard by Draxenod and Landon Driscoll.
Draxod let him know he was there. I assure you, folks at home, Draxod, if you call guys that hit, the Mike Singletaries back in the day, the Ray Lewises, this kid's a missile. This kid is a heat-seeking missile at his linebacker position. They try to throw that little kind of a swing pass into a mixture of a screen, and he did a good job coming up reading.
3rd down and 12, ball at the Vienna-Goreville 27, 7-0 Carmi. 3:45 left here in the first. Woodrum back to pass, deep ball over the middle, and nearly intercepted. Tyler Gomat read that like a book, nearly picked it off, but it was deflected by the intended receiver, Evan Moore. And it's going to bring up 4th down and back-to-back punts here for Vienna.
And that's something else about this Bulldog defense that I mean to stress more. Tyler Gomat is 6'2", 6'3", incredibly athletic kid. Landon Driscoll is back there with him at safety. You got a 6'2" and 6'3" safeties who can run, jump, or athletic. I mean, that's huge when you're back covering passes, because those guys can go up and intercept balls just because of their length and jumping ability.
So the Eagles will punt this one away for the 2nd time. It is going to be Sampson, the punter. Not a bad punt this time. Driscoll will pick it up at the 48-yard line. Down the far sideline, Landon Driscoll inside the 30, and he's taken down around the 35-yard line. A penalty flag flies in towards the end of the play.
I think you're going to get a block in the back on the Bulldogs there. That'd have been, I'll try not to say names. Might have been Caleb Sievers getting a little aggressive. I know Caleb, he won't care.
Yeah, penalty flag came in pretty much right before Driscoll was tackled. And
it was blocking the back.
Yeah, blocking the back against Carmi. So the return not as good as it initially was, but still a nice return by Driscoll, better than the last one that he let down at the 2-yard line. But Carmi will have good starting field position regardless when they start this drive. We'll see where the officials mark the football. I believe it's going to be at the – well, they're still going back on it.
Yeah, they mark it. It's a spot foul.
So at the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10 for Carmi at the Vienna-Goreville 40. 7-0 Bulldogs, 3:27 left to go in this first quarter. It was a 23-yard touchdown run by Draxenod to start the scoring for the Bulldogs on their last drive. So the officials trying to figure out where exactly the ball needs to be put. And what was their hold against Carmi as well? So what's the rule here?
I think they're kind of discussing where the ball was spotted, I think.
Wonder if it was a hold and not a block in the back against Carmi.
Yeah, could have been one or the other. I think the amount of the penalties are the same. Well, blocking the back, I think it's just 5. There's a hold, it would be 10.
Regardless, they put the football and they resume play at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for Carmi. Power I formation. King dots the I. Play action pass here. Legs got pressure from behind and throws it incomplete. He had Gomat open, but pressure came from the backside and Leg couldn't get enough on that pass.
Yeah, missed assignment there off the back edge of that. When you throw those play actions, it's important. You know, what the offensive line is going to do to make it look like play action, they're going to do what's called squeeze protect, meaning they're just going to protect their inside gaps, kind of squeeze together like an accordion. And then when the fullback takes their fake, they're supposed to hit the edges. So we just missed the end on that play. If we got that block, that's probably a touchdown.
3:22 left here in the first quarter. 2nd down and 10 for Carmi. Toss right side to King, running up the gut. He's got blockers in front. Across the 20-yard line. See ya, Isaac. Touchdown, Carmi.
Just another walk in the park. Just another stroll in the park for Isaac King on that inside toss play.
I mean, did he sprint at all there, Chris?
He turned it on. Again,
there at the
about
end.
10 yards downfield,
Yep.
he had Bryson Moore out in front of him, and again, he let Bryson lead the way. Bryson was going to go block that safety for him, but Isaac just kind of passed Bryson and said, I got this one. Stiff-armed the safety and said, see ya.
Tell you what, Isaac King makes it look easy about the offensive line. Makes it look really easy. I mean, he had nobody on him within the first 15 yards downfield.
You can't credit them enough for the way they played. They're an experienced group. They're a tough group, and they make it look easy.
Mitchell Edwards will attempt the extra point. That one is wide to the right, so Edwards 1 for 2 in point after attempts. So with 3:15 to go here in the opening quarter, it's Carmi-White County 13, Vienna-Goreville nothing. We'll take a 30-second break here on your home for Bulldog football, 97.3 WRUL.
Farrell Hospital is committed to providing quality health care to our community, and we're always striving to deliver more care close to home. We now offer more services: orthopedic care, cancer care, and ear, nose, and throat care. We've added more locations, Harrisburg Family Medicine, and a new larger Carmi Family Medicine clinic. We offer more convenient options like online scheduling for appointments, lab draw sites at clinics, and early walk-in appointments. We're Farrell Hospital, here for you.
30, please.
Well, we're good.
$3:15 to go here in the first quarter. Carmi leading Vienna-Goreville 13-0. As an Isaac King touchdown run of 40 yards extended this lead, and the kickoff by Edwards will be blown dead before it even starts.
Offsides against the Bulldogs. Got a little anxious to get going there. Let someone on the right side. One thing I wanted to mention, going back to the offensive line for the Bulldogs, Cole, is we forget one of our tight ends, Nate Brown, is converted guard.
Yeah.
So you basically have an extra offensive lineman at one of the tight ends. So, and an experienced offensive lineman. So, I mean, that's huge. Having an extra blocker with that kind of talent and experience on your left-sided end.
So Edwards will kick this one away for the second time. Going to be fielded by Constante. He'll go to the near side, and he'll be wrapped down right away. Landon Driscoll there on the tackle. Cale Wiggins also got to him. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Vienna at the 30-yard line. Eagles trail 13-0. They've only got one first down, haven't had much going in their way offensively, really because that front seven for Carmi has just been too much.
Yeah, and they have not been able to establish any form of a run game. So they're behind the 8 ball, having to throw the ball. If they get another 3 and out here, this is really, quite honestly, for them to stay in this game, they're going to have to do something this drive.
Yep.
Because if they get the ball right back to Carmi and Carmi goes up 3 scores, it's going to break away pretty quick.
We're still in the first quarter. 3:10 to play in the opening quarter. 13-0. Carmi with the lead. A touchdown run by Draxon Ott and a touchdown run by Isaac King. Woodrum with the shotgun play action pass. He'll roll out to his right. Still rolling. Throws a ball down the far sideline. It is incomplete. Tyler Gomat and Landon Driscoll fought for it, but the ball hits the turf. It'll be second down. Tell you what, Carmi's had about 3 chances to pick off a pass already in this first quarter.
Yeah, I think it was just one of those cases. First off, a quarterback scrambling to his – anytime a quarterback's scrambling to his right or left, asking him to throw a deep ball on a rollout when he's under pressure is just a difficult thing to do because they're going to end up throwing it off their back foot and they're going to underthrow it. And I think that play, actually the safeties were so far back covering the deep receiver that the ball was underthrown. They just couldn't get back to it in time. Kind of caught them off guard.
So 2nd down and 10 for Vienna-Goreville at their own 30-yard line. Still 13-0 Bulldogs, and we're going to have another delay of game penalty against the Eagles as the play clock read 0, and it's the second time the Eagles have not got the snap off in time.
You know, and that's the thing. If you're a spread team, a lot of things depend on timing at the line of scrimmage because the quarterback's not under center. So he's having to communicate. The center's having to look back there, look between his legs. He's having to communicate, hey, hurry, play clock, we got to snap it. It's not like when he's under center, he can just kind of tap him and say snap it. You know, there's a lot more communication when you run out of the shotgun, so you see a lot of more delay of games in this formation.
2nd and 15, and the shotgun is Woodrum. Back to pass, 2 receivers each side. They go with a draw, and they hand off to Moore, trying to go to the right side. And again, the Bulldogs all over it. Vienna trying to run east and west, and it's not working very well. That was actually Green, the ball carrier. He's taken down for a couple-yard loss. Going to bring up 3rd and long yet again.
Just good pursuit by that whole left side of the Bulldog defense there. Sievers, Isaac King, Gomat flowing over there. It's just been very difficult for Vienna to run the ball any direction. Trying to get outside between the tackles, there's just nothing there. Bulldogs are just so quick off the edges.
So 2:23 left here in the first quarter. 3rd down and 16 for Vienna-Goreville at their own 24-yard line. In the shotgun is the quarterback Woodrum. Takes a snap, loses a snap, has to pick it up, still hasn't picked it up, falls on it, back at his own 7-yard line. So any chance of a 3rd down conversion just went out the window as Woodrum couldn't catch the snap. Brings up 4th down and a country mile.
And when you needed to establish something, anything, if you're Vienna that drive, when you fumble the snap and it rolls 10 yards back, you're just pouring salt on your already open wounds. And again, another point of the risk when you're in shotgun. And again, I know we watch football at all levels, and I'm not trying to say this to be negative about spread formation, anything like that. It's just my point is there's always the risk when you're in shotgun of a bad snap. And if you have a bad snap in shotgun, disaster is going to happen, I can assure you. And it just did for Vienna.
Sampson at his own goal line to punt this one away, and it's a line drive kick. Takes a bounce at the 30, picked up by Driscoll at the 35. Driscoll of blockers on the far sideline. He'll be wrestled down inside the 20.
Another penalty
flag. There is another penalty flag there towards the end of the play. And we'll see who this one goes against. You know, normally on a flag on a punt return, it's going to go against the return team.
And they're talking, looks like they're talking to Vienna, so I'd say another block in the back or hold of some sort.
That's got to be a little frustrating, Chris, if you are the Carmi coaches, because you know that's a couple penalties that I guess haven't hurt you in terms of the game, but it's mistakes you don't want to make.
Right, because if they become habits, once you start playing stronger football teams, these mistakes really bite you. You know, you go from they were going to have the ball right around the 15, now you got it back near the 30. So things like that can really, really affect football games. Tonight, obviously, it's probably not going to be an issue, but if we go forward to next week against a strong Cesar team, those mistakes can really hurt.
Wing back to the right side with leg under center. Handoff up the gut, this time to Draxon Odd. And Odd will barrel his way down to the 20-yard line. About a 9-yard pickup there for Draxon. He'll bring up 2nd and short.
And again, pointing out the center, Nelson Ryder, what I liked about him on that play, you always tell your linemen, even if you're uncovered, okay, if there's no down lineman in front of you, you go to the next level. That's a linebacker. If you go to the next level, no linebacker, you look for a safety. Ryder did that. He hustled downfield and blocked the safety. He didn't just stand there, which is a tendency in those cases.
And so a whistle comes in. We're going to have a timeout taken by Vienna-Goreville with 38 seconds left here in the first quarter. We'll keep it here with just 38 seconds left in the quarter. Carmi threatening to score yet again. They're at the Vienna-Goreville 21-yard line. They have scored twice already tonight, a 23-yard run by Draxon Odd and a 40-yard run by Isaac King to make it 13-0. And, Chris, as impressive as the Carmi offense has been, that defense has been pretty good also. That the Eagles had that 1 3rd-down conversion on their first drive, but besides that, it's been virtually nothing for the Eagles offensively.
Yeah, Carmi just a touch sluggish on that first defensive series, giving up that big first down on that 3rd and long with that pass over the middle. After that, they kind of woke up a little bit, and they've just really been suffocating to this point. But again, credit the Bulldogs' stoutness up front, their quickness on the edges. Defense is going to be a strength for them. And again, don't underestimate our secondary either with Driscoll and Goman at the safeties. You got Siebers at a corner, and let's see, Trayton Vickers, 2 athletic corners, 2 juniors, good solid players. I mean, we've seen what Odd does every play at linebacker. So, a good front line. This is just a solid unit all across the board. So
So after the timeout, it's going to be 2nd down and 2 for the Bulldogs at the Vienna-Goreville 21-yard line. 38 seconds left to play in this first quarter. Under center is Legg. Handoff up the gut to Andrew Dodson, and he is not going to have much running room. I think he'll have enough for a first down.
Yeah.
Got about 5 yards. It's going to be a rush appliance first down up to the Vienna-Goreville 15-yard line.
That was Dodson's first carry of the night.
Yep.
We're used to just, Bulldogs king and odd breaking long runs, but Dodson did what we needed done. We wanted a first down. That's all you need. Doesn't have to be a touchdown every play. He moved the chains. So that's a nice run.
So it indeed was enough for a rush appliance first down up to the Vienna-Goreville 16. Final play of the first quarter here. Bulldogs lead 13-0. Under center is Legg. Handoff right side to King, waiting for blockers. King cuts back to the inside, and a penalty flag flies down as Nelson Ryder was in the backfield, had 2 Eagle defenders on the ground, and he's going to get called for a hold that will end the first quarter.
Yeah, it looks like they had a little run blitz there, and he might have got his arm around one of those blitzing linebackers.
And so that indeed will end the first quarter. So after 1 quarter of play, the Bulldogs lead it 13-0 over Vienna-Goreville. We'll take a 1-minute break here on your home for Bulldog football, 97.3 WRUL.
Life can be complicated, but managing your money should be simple. Whether you need to check your balances, deposit a check, pay bills, pay a friend, or transfer money to retirement savings, First Mid Online and Mobile Banking keep your finances simple every step along the way. With First Mid Bank and Trust, you can manage your money anytime right from your smartphone. You can even sign up for real-time alerts to stay on top of your account activity. Learn more about these conveniences at firstmid.com. First Mid Bank and Trust. Member FD.
Sounds good. Start of the second quarter, Carmi County leading Vienna-Goreville 13-0. Cole Carter and Chris Myers here at Jeffrey Sports Complex. Big thanks to J.C. Tinsley, who's back at the studio, getting us on the air. Also a big thanks to Haley Winkleman and Asher Penrod, who is working on the video live stream tonight on the WRUL Sports YouTube channel. Been 2 touchdown runs for Carmi there in that first quarter, a 23-yard run by Draxon Odd and a 40-yard run by Isaac King to put us where we are. And so Carmi trying to strike again. They've got the football at the Vienna-Goreville 27-yard line. Well, that's the way they will start this drive. Vienna has had next to nothing going on the offensive end. They had a first down on their first drive, and they've all 3 drives have resulted in punts. The Bulldog defense has been stellar yet again.
And if you're the Bulldogs right now, ball on the 28, just starting the second quarter. If they punch this in a couple 3 plays, I would say that's pretty well. I'm not saying it's over by any means, just the second quarter, but you can tell that's just going to start the flood waters to flowing, so to speak.
So 1st and 10 for Carmi at the 28-yard line. Actually going to be 1st and 20 after that holding penalty to the end of the first quarter. Under center is Legg. Play action pass here for Legg. Pressure off his backside to throw a screen to Odd. He's open. He's got blockers in front. Odd across the 20-yard line. Inside the 10. Stays on his feet. Touchdown, Carmi White County.
What a run by Drax Odd. And that was a beautiful play call. It looked like Warren Legg was going to go down from a blindside hit off the back edge. Set up that screen perfectly. Lineman timed it perfectly. Big number 70. Chase Pringle downfield, getting a good block off of that. Odd followed his blockers. Took one defender down himself to put the icing on the cake. Just a beautifully executed play. That screen pass, when they bring You know, you saw that. They had 9 guys on the line of scrimmage. When they bring that kind of pressure, you dump that screen out there. Just an excellent play call by Coach Simon.
So 11:47 to go in the second quarter. So first play of the second quarter, Carmi goes 28 yards on a touchdown pass from Warren Legg to Draxon Odd, and the extra point attempt by Mitchell Edwards might have been tipped, and it's no good. So with 11:47 to go in the half, it's 19-0. Carmi White County with the lead. We'll take a 30-second break on your home for Bulldog football, 97.3 WRUL.
It's no accident that more and more people trust Hale Body Shop when they need collision repair.
David and the gang at Hale Body Shop work hard to get your car back to you as soon as possible.
They understand how busy you are.
They also understand that sometimes life happens.
And if you find yourself in an accident,
Remember, when it does, there's only one place to go.
Hale Body Shop in Carmi, way out there on Possum Road.
Just 30.
Hi.
11:47 to go in the second quarter. A 28-yard catch and run by Draxon Odd extends the Carmi lead to 19-0. And the kickoff return across the far sideline for Vienna-Goreville has number 42, Evan Moore, with a penalty flag flying in. Moore takes it up across to the 25-yard line. That's where it's going to be first down.
I think that flag will probably be on the Eagles here. Personal foul. No, that's actually against the Bulldogs. Face mask.
So they call a face mask on the tackle. So Carmi has had a handful of penalties called against them in this first half, and probably more than you're comfortable with if you're Kurt Simon and crew.
And they've all been on special teams
Yep.
plays, either
Yep.
kickoff or punt return. And a lot of that, you know, when you're on the kickoff unit and you're flying downfield trying to make tackles, the rate of speed you're going, sometimes it's just hard to get your body under control. So you tend to see a lot more face masks because guys are running so fast, trying to grab blocks in the back. Those type of things happen more frequently on special teams plays. But you do got to clean that up if you're the Bulldogs.
So 11:41 to go in the second quarter. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 42-yard line after the face mask penalty. In the shotgun is the quarterback Woodrum, handoff up the middle. And that's going to be number 11, Board, the ball carrier. Gets about a yard up to the 43-yard line.
Nelson Ryder making the stop there.
About 2 yards there. Bring up second down and 8 for the Eagles. We're at 11:24 left. In this first half of action, it's been all Carmi. Bulldogs have scored on all of their possessions. 2 touchdowns tonight from Draxon Odd, 1 from Isaac King. And Chris, going back to last Friday, this first-team offense for Carmi has scored on every possession so far this season.
And I think you expect that tonight, too.
Woodrum back to pass here on second down, throws a deep ball to the far sideline. That pass is knocked away at the last second. Trayton Vickers, a great break on the football, knocked it away. There was an open eagle. Evan Moore was there, but the pass falls incomplete. Third down.
That was a nice job by Vickers. I'm going to tell you, he had some good time there. His offensive line did a good job giving him time. He dropped back. That looked like just a big-time quarterback sitting back there in the pocket and made a nice throw that was on the money. But like you say, Vickers just got there in the nick of time.
So it brings up 3rd down and 9. Ball at the Vienna-Goreville 44-yard line. Woodrum in the shotgun. Calling out the play. Play clock down to 8 already. They've had 2 delay game penalties already in this first half. Play clock down to 3. Woodrum takes the snap. Back to pass yet again. Throws it over the middle. Intercepted. Trayton Vickers at the 40-yard line across midfield. Vickers into Eagle territory to the outside. Trayton Vickers takes it all the way. He's still running. Trayton Vickers is tripped up inside the 10-yard line. Nearly took it 60 yards to the house. Tripped up right before he hit pay dirt. 1st and goal for Carmi at the Vienna 3-yard line.
Well, that was the same play they ran on that opening drive of the game when they got the first down. They took the slot receiver, ran him over the middle. The quarterback was trying to hit him again. He overthrew it, and Vickers was right there. Did a great job returning that, just a yard or 2 short of a touchdown. I thought he had it. And this young man was a kid who was injured all of last year, so great to see him on the field making a big play.
So 1st and 10 for Carmi. Or actually 1st and goal from the 3-yard line now. So under center is Legg, and the T formation, handoff to King, right side, and he will walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Carmi White County. Isaac King, his 2nd touchdown run of the night.
And you see what defense can do to set up your offense. That's a prime example. An interception by Vickers, returns the ball to the 2. That's just setting your offense up. Just really much just open the door after you. Come on in.
So with 10:35 to go in the second quarter, it's now a 25-0 Bulldog lead. They're going to go for 2 for the first time tonight. And they're in the T formation where under center is Warren Legg. He'll take the snap. He'll give it off left side to Odd, and he is into the end zone untouched for the 2-point conversion. So with 10:35 to play in the first half, it's Carmi White County 27, Vienna-Goreville nothing. We'll take a 1-minute break here on your home for Bulldog football, 97.3 WRUL.
The alarm sounds, coffee brews, and the porch light guides your steps toward another busy day. Just like you, Invenergy Solar is up with the sun. Invenergy's Boomtown Solar project will create up to 400 construction jobs and create enough electricity to power 40,000 American homes. Invenergy expects to invest $60 million over the project's lifetime, helping illuminate the future of all in White County. Private investment developed on private property with public benefits. Invenergy.
You can buy more of what you want when you save on what you need. Save on meal ingredients by shopping Little Giant Grocery Outlet in Carmi. Little Giant's team of buyers are constantly scanning wholesalers, looking for pantry favorites and meal ingredients at astonishing savings just so you can shop confidently, knowing that you can come in anytime and find great deals from fresh cuts of meat and grocery items to deli, fresh produce, and frozen goods. See just how much more your dollar buys at Little Giant Grocery, Carmi, Illinois.
.28 left in the second quarter. The Bulldogs extend their lead to 27-0 here over Vienna-Goreville. They capped it off that last drive after the Trayton Vickers long interception return. A 2-yard touchdown run by Isaac King puts the Bulldogs in front 27-0. The Eagles return the kick out to their own 34-yard line. That's where they will start this drive. So quarterback Woodrum back in the shotgun with the Eagles in a 27-point deficit. Quick throw in the flat is going to be cut and brought down right away for a negative gain, or a loss, I should say, there, as the Bulldogs are all over it. Loss of a couple, 2nd and long coming up.
That was kind of a tough play design for the Eagles. You're trying to flare your tailback out into the boundary with no blockers in front of him and in a corner waiting on him as soon as he catches the ball. So that play was going nowhere before it was even called.
So they mark the football at the Vienna-Goreville 32. Still 10 minutes to go in this second quarter of play. It has been all Carmi in this one. Eagles come out, 3 receivers out to the right and 1 to the left of Woodrum in the shotgun with a running back next to him. Woodrum takes a snap. He's back to pass. Looking, throws one, tipped and caught. Making the catch is Sobchak, and he'll break one tackle and be taken down across the 40 right at the 40. I call it the 41-yard line, so 3rd down at about 4. Not a bad pass play there that time from Woodrum to Sobchak.
Yeah, credit Woodrum for standing in there. I mean, he was under a lot of fire on that play. Chase Pringle was right in his face, about to just put one on him, and he hung in there and threw the ball and got a nice completion. That's the thing. When you're a quarterback, the hardest thing to teach is to stay calm under pressure. It's much easier said than done. When you got someone coming at you like a missile, either in front of you or from your blind side, to wait that extra second, maybe take the hit, but release the ball, because then a good thing can happen.
3rd down and 2, ball at the Eagle 41-yard line, play clock down to 3. And the shotgun to Woodrum, and that's going to be a timeout. Yep, they were all sorts of confused, was the Eagles. And a timeout taken by Vienna-Goreville with 8:47 left in the second quarter of play. We will take one as well. Back in 30 seconds on your home for Bulldog football, 97.3 WRUL.
Looking for an accountant? What comes to mind?
Trustworthiness, accuracy, up-to-date knowledge of tax laws. Truthiness?
Wait, truthiness? That's not even a real word.
Well, you know what I mean. Honesty, trust, accuracy, and knowledge. They're all really important.
When it comes to your accounting, you need a professional you can trust. You need Nancy J. Winter CPA. Visit nancyjwintercpa.com to learn more or call 382-2364 and visit on Cherry Street, Carmi.
So 3rd down and 2 for Vienna-Goreville at their own 41-yard line. Woodrum's in the shotgun, and a penalty flag's going to fly in before this play could even start. It's going to be a false start against the Eagles.
Yeah, it looks like the receiver at the top took off a little too soon.
And so that's got to be frustrating if you're Rob Womack across the way. You call a timeout to save one penalty, and then you think you got the right play call, everybody's on the same page, and then, nope, false start, and you get 5 more penalty yards back to your own 36-yard line.
The very thing you tried to avoid, like you just said, come out of the timeout huddle and you do what you just tried to avoid. When you're a coach, that happens. You're just really you just really want to beat your head against the wall.
So 3rd down and 7 now for the Eagles after the false start. Woodrum back to pass. Bulldogs bring pressure up the middle. Woodrum throws a long pass, far sideline, intercepted. Landon Driscoll went up and got it at the Carmi 35-yard line. The second interception by the Bulldog defense. That's a Rush Appliance first down.
And you can just see what the athletic frame of the 6'3" Driscoll can do. I mean, he's just, if you watch him in the winter, very good basketball player, just a good athlete, and a perfect kid to have at safety with that kind of height and athleticism. He just went up, timed his jump well, played jump ball, went up and grabbed that way above his head with 2 hands. That's what a tall, athletic, defensive secondary player can do for your team. Great read by Driscoll.
So 1st down and 10 now for Carmi. The football inside the 35, ball at the 33, and yet another timeout is going to be called by the Eagles with 8:38 to play in this second quarter. 27-0, Carmi with the lead. And so we'll keep it here during this timeout. That, I believe, is the last time. Yeah, that's Vienna's last timeout of the half. Carmi still has all 3 of their timeouts, but Chris, you're up by 27 points. You got 8.5 to play, and Carmi is going to have a chance to put running clock on. Really, by the end of this first half, 2 more scores will do the trick, leading 27-0.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Simon right now, what you're telling your guys, it's no secret. They know in the back of their mind they're way better than the team they're playing. You just tell them, don't let up. It's just the second quarter. You play like it's 0-0. Take care of your business. If we get the running clock, then you'll start seeing some of the younger guys get in and midway through the third quarter. So, you don't get lackadaisical in these situations, because when you get lackadaisical is when bad things happen. So you still go full tilt, take care of your business, and aim to get the running clock if you can.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Carmi after the Vienna-Goreville timeout. Again, that's the last timeout that the Eagles have in their bag. So with 8:38 to play in the second quarter, 1st down and 10, ball at the 34-yard line. Under center is Legg. He takes a snap, hands it off up left side to Isaac King. King with lots of running room, breaks a couple of tackles and is taken down into Vienna-Goreville territory.
And that was just that basic power I formation. Bulldogs bread and butter, the formation I love so much. Power I left, just an ISO. Give it to your all-state tailback and let him just do his thing behind that offensive line.
So it puts the football all the way to the Vienna-Goreville 45-yard line. And so it'll be 1st down and 10. 8:09 to play in this first quarter, or first half that is. Clock still ticking. 27-0, Carmi with the lead.
And I thought the Bulldogs might have got away with a false start on that last snap. Looked like our tight end moved early, but oh well, I'm nitpicking.
Under center is Legg. Hand off left side to Odd. He'll be drugged down to the backfield that time. A good job by Vienna-Goreville up front to bring him down. Had a loss of a yard there, bring up 2nd down and 11.
Well, my lineman shout out on that play was Tyler Gomat, number 12, the senior tight end. Don't credit him enough for his blocking. This is his 3rd year playing varsity football. Another good athlete, but he had about a 10-yard drive block in that play. Very aggressive. He's, Tyler at 6'2", 6'3", and, at 185 pounds, he looks lanky, but he's got a lot of lean muscle there. He's deceptively strong.
Under center leg, hands it off to King. Up the middle again, lots of running room for Isaac King. Runs into his own blocker up ahead to around the 35, taken down at the 30. That's going to be plenty of enough for another Rush Appliance first down.
It might have been actually Andrew Dodson who saved a touchdown there. Dodson kind of turned around and like, oops, sorry about that, Isaac, my bad.
Puts the football all the way to the Eagle 30-yard line. We're at 7 minutes to go in this second quarter of play, 27-0. Carmi White County with the lead. Leg is under center. He's got a wing back to his right, and Odd and King directly behind him. They move. Donaldson in motion. Handoff to Odd. Left side. Odd breaks one tackle. Drexen Odd to the end zone. Touchdown, Carmi White County. 30-yard scamper for Drexen Odd. His 3rd touchdown here in the first half.
And credit the gritty running style, I call it always, of Drexen Odd, because he had a big defensive tackle who had 2 paws on him in the backfield. Odd stuck out that stiff arm and said, no, sir, I don't care if you do outweigh me 100 pounds. Broke that tackle and took care of the rest.
So a 6:38 to play here in the second quarter. Carmi strikes yet again. A 30-yard run by Drexen Odd. Again, his 3rd touchdown here in the first half. And the Bulldogs now lead it 33-0. So the Bulldogs will come out for the 2-point conversion attempt. Under center is Leg. Hands it off right side to Odd, and he's into the end zone untouched for the 2-point play. So with 6.5 to play in the second quarter, Carmi all over Vienna, 35-0. We will take a 30-second break. 30 seconds here on your home for Bulldog football, 97.3 WRUL.
Today's environment, being able to do all of your banking from home is not only convenient, but a necessity. People's National Bank makes it easy for you to do your banking without actually going to the bank. From online banking, mobile banking, free mobile deposit, to transferring funds and paying bills, it's easy and convenient for you to do your banking all from your mobile phone or computer. Get started by going to peoplesnationalbank.com to sign up for online banking today. People's National Bank, making it easy to bank from anywhere. Member FDIC.
Back here at Harrington Jeffrey Sports Complex, 6:38 to play in the second quarter of action. Cole Carter and Chris Myers. Big thanks to J.C. Tinsley back at the studio. He's working through some issues that we've been experiencing tonight. Haley Winkleman is here working the live stream, as well as Asher Penrod. He's working the camera for us this evening. Thanks to all of you watching on the WRUL Sports YouTube channel. So Carmi will kick this one away after a 30-yard touchdown run by Drexen Odd. And, well, Chris, last week, Isaac King had all the fun in the end zone, had 3 rushing touchdowns. Drexen didn't find the end zone, but he's got 3 of them here in the first half.
Yeah, Drexen said, hey, 2 can play at that game, Isaac. Watch this. So, no, not really. Those guys are best friends, best buddies, and both of them will tell you they'll always credit their offensive line in front of them. But, it's just a tremendous 1-2 punch when you got King and Odd, just 2 phenomenal, grinded out, look for defenders type running backs. They're not the type of running backs that are trying to run around people. They want to run through people. Yeah. And when you got that mentality every play, believe me, when you're trying to defend that, it wears you down when you got those guys that just are that relentless.
Line drive kick by Mitchell Edwards is fielded on the ground by number 23, Noah Green. He had to go into a slide to make the catch, and they're going to mark him down at the Vienna-Goreville 17-yard line. So 35-0. Bulldogs lead it over Vienna-Goreville. We'll try to find some scores from around the conference for you.
I know the interesting one tonight people want to be keeping track of is Fairfield and Cesar tonight.
Do have a score update from 16 minutes ago via BDC Football Stats on Twitter. It's Johnson City leading El Dorado 21-0. That one's in the second quarter. Flora up by 3 scores, 21-0 over Edwards County as well in the second quarter. Really no surprises for those two games. We'll try to find some more as we go. A penalty flag, or a pre-snap whistle here, I should say, gets thrown in. Halftime, Cesar-Villiers leads Fairfield. This is 20 seconds ago. Halftime, Cesar-Villiers leads Fairfield 7-0.
Wow.
So an interesting score there.
And I did get a little information. I think Fairfield did, unfortunately, have one of their real good players suffer a knee injury last week. So that will be a factor for the Mules going forward.
Also, Hamilton County leading CZR right before halftime, 26-0. So that's good for the Foxes. And again, Carmi really put it to them last week. They have a big lead over CZR. So first down and 10 here for the Eagles. Quick throw in the flat by Woodrum. Caught by Sopchak on the far sideline. He's going to have enough for a Vienna-Goreville first down as he's taken out of bounds near the 35-yard line. So another one of those wide receiver screens for Vienna-Goreville. That one worked well. A good job by Sopchak, who, to me, by far is their best skill position player.
Yeah.
We've seen him catch a couple of passes tonight. Getting out a long touchdown last week against Cesar. Takes that one up across the 30-yard line.
Yeah, he's an excellent receiver, a really good athlete. Their quarterback, has a pretty nice arm too.
Just a sophomore.
Woodrum,
a 6'1" sophomore.
Woodrum, yes. He's when he's given time to throw, he's got a nice spiral, nice football, good athletic kid. But that's the key. He's just a sophomore and probably didn't play football last year.
Woodrum in the shotgun here on 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line. They go with a draw up the middle to Adam Board, and he will take it up across the 35. About a 2-yard pickup there for Board.
Great play by Nelson Ryder there. Again, you're gonna hear his name a lot this season. Yeah. Ryder, I'm gonna say now he'll be another kid who's an all-conference player for this team. Just consistent, smart, one of those type of kids you can tell him something once and he's got it, and he does it, doesn't ask questions, just gets it done.
And as a coach, that means a lot to have that as a player.
Yes.
Second down and 8 here for the Eagles. We are under 6 minutes left to play in the second quarter. Carmi leading 35-0. Woodrum going to roll out to his right on a pass, throws one of the near sideline, incomplete. He was looking for number 20. Consante was the one who was trying to bring that one in.
You can't fault Woodrum on that one. He hit him right in the numbers.
Yep.
You got to make that play when you're Consante. You don't get many gifts like that against this Carmi defense.
Even had a step on Isaac King. Isaac was in full recovery mode trying to get back to him. And
it's kind of a busted coverage. Yeah. If he'd thrown that ball, Woodrum throws that ball harder and Consante makes that play, that might have been something there for Vienna.
5:39 to play here in the second quarter. 3rd down and 9. Woodrum back to pass. Quick slant over the middle. Incomplete. Gomat had an attempt to pick it off, but it was a little bit over his head. That will bring up 4th down, and I can imagine we'll see the Vienna-Goreville punt team, and we will.
Yeah.
Again, just nothing going for Vienna. Again, they had that first down earlier in the drive on the pass to Sopchak, but just nothing going in their favor.
No. And I would say you'll definitely see the Bulldog first unit finish out the first half.
Yep.
How much of them we see in the third quarter, maybe a series.
Yeah. Want to get that running. One more score would put that running clock on. And a short line drive punt will be kicked out of bounds.
And something else to point out, the Bulldogs are really also doing Vienna a favor. Something that gets overlooked in the game of football is the long snap.
Yeah.
It's something I had the pleasure of getting to do in high school and college. But a good long snapper, getting that ball to the punter timely, where he can catch it and quickly is so important.
Yeah.
Because bad punt snaps result in blocked punts or shanks. So Carmi not rushing the punter because that snap has been very slow all night.
Yeah, it's Cole Sampson who's been doing the punting duties for Vienna-Goreville. He's had a couple of nice punts, but that one not his best work. Goes out of bounds at the Carmi 48-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. 5:31 to play in this first quarter. Leg will hand off up the middle to Andrew Dotson. Lots of running room for Dotson. Breaks away. Andrew Dotson, see you later. Touchdown, Carmi White County. 52 yards to the house.
Plain and simple football. Bulldogs come out in that power I set. Dotson, I've been saying all year this kid's got some wheels, and you saw it. Once he broke that tackle in midfield, he was gone. he is the speedster of the three by far. So nice to see him get a long touchdown run like that.
Really a three-headed monster.
It is.
And Carmi, we're going to see it for 9+ more weeks throughout the rest of the season. And, and to have King, to have Odd, and to have the Dotson who can make a long run like that, 52 yards, is really impressive with that offensive line too.
Yes. I mean, teams are going to expect King and Odd. But when you can mix it up a little with a kid like Dodson, it's like, hey, you can't sleep on him either. You got to be prepared for all three of those guys.
So 5:21 to play here in the second quarter. 41-0. Carmi going for two. It's Odd off the right side, and he is in there. So Carmi gets the 2-point conversion to extend their lead to 43-0 with 5:21 to play in the second quarter. We will take a 30-second break, 30 seconds here on your home for Bulldog football, 97.3 WRUL.
What's up, man? You look awful.
Yeah, well, I think I just shitted myself to death.
Dude, that's brutal.
Yeah, I should have bought the truck. Should have taken advantage of the deal. It was perfect, and everything about Rice is nice, but I just wasn't sure. Then I spent the next hours, days, weeks, and months shooting myself until I just couldn't take it anymore.
Let me tell you what you ought to do. You ought to buy a truck from Rice Motors in Carmi.
Hop on and take ricemotors.com for a test drive today. Everything about Rice is nice. ricemotors.com.
5:21 to go here in the second quarter. Been all Carmi in this one. 43-0. Bulldogs lead over Vienna-Goreville. Cole Carter and Chris Myers. And here's a short line drive kick off the foot of Mitchell Edwards. Going to be picked up at the 20-yard line by Johnny Grammer for the Eagles. And Grammer will run this one across on the far side up to the, 24-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
And I see most of the first unit defense still coming out there. Again, you got to let them play a half.
Yeah.
I know it's well in hand. This game is pretty well decided already. Let's just be honest. But 5 minutes left in this half. You let your starters finish it out and start the second half. See what your youngsters can do.
And if you are Kurt Simon and his staff, you still want to see some positive things.
Yeah.
From whether it's the first team or the second team for the rest of this contest.
Yeah, and like I said, you can't get lackadaisical, and just go half speed even at this point, because the biggest reason, that's when injuries happen.
Yeah.
When you're not going full speed on a football field, that's the prime way to get hurt.
Woodrum back to pass here, wide receiver screen to the near side. That is going to be Consante who makes the catch, and he will be taken down just across the 25. Tyler Gomat, the first one there.
Been all over the field tonight.
On both sides of the football.
And again, the Woodrum, he is a solid quarterback, but throws quick outs like that, especially when you got to throw it all the way to the sideline. You got to have a lot of zip on those passes when you're trying to set up those quick receiver screens. That pass he threw just doesn't have enough zip on it. By the time his receiver caught it, that gave the safety Tyler Gomet plenty of time to come over and make a play. If he puts some heat on that ball, allows his receiver more time, that's probably, a longer gain.
Under 4.5 to play in the first half. They try to run an option here, and the ball comes out. I think Woodrum was able to fall back on top of it, and that play just did not work there for the Eagles.
He was intended, that was supposed to be a speed option, and he had no chance to do any type of option. It looked like that was Nate Brown over there who met him before he could even think about pitching it.
Carmi's going to go with a bit of a heavier set. Ty Hollingsworth checks in the ball game.
Draxod coming off the field, so he's going to start working some of the younger guys in. Connor Buchanan in there.
Yep.
I mentioned him, 205-pound junior, good solid football player. 3rd
down and 12. In the shotgun is Woodrum, and referees are going to blow the play dead. What are they saying?
I believe they're want to reset the game clock. Okay,
play clock.
Play clock, excuse me. Yes.
So they reset the play clock, put it back at 25. We're at 3:44 to play here in the second quarter. 43-0. Bulldogs in front. 3rd and 12. Woodrum back to pass. Wants to go deep, and he can't. He's got no time, and he's taken down for a sack back inside the 15-yard line. Couldn't tell who the first Bulldog to him was.
Might have been big Eli Bryant, big number 55, the 310-pound sophomore. That's a kid you're going to be hearing his name a lot the next couple seasons, even after this one. Ty Hollingsworth in there as well. Got it back in there, sophomore, 290-pound sophomore. Brian Hollingsworth, that's kind of a, years ago, you might remember the Chicago Bears had a couple guys, Keith Washington, or Traylor.
I'm a youngster, Chris. You got to remember this. I'm a youngster.
Yeah, two guys, Ted Washington and Keith Traylor. They were both about 350 in the middle.
Another line drive punt here off the foot of Sampson. Going to be picked up here for Carmi on the return. I believe this is Cade Allen on the punt return. Allen inside the 20-yard line is taken down at the 15. So Cade Allen getting some snaps here on special teams. Nice punt return, and still going to see the first team offense here for Carmi. Probably one last drive into the end zone and give them the second half off.
Yeah.
Chris, I made the point to you last week at Hamilton County. Last year I had the chance to follow Gibson Southern, who won the state championship over in Indiana. A lot of games like this, 43-0 at halftime, and that's kind of what you're going to get when you have a really good football team. Not saying Carmi is going to win a state title by any means, but they're going to be a really good football team this year, and so kind of the two-edged sword of that is you're going to have some games that are 40-plus points at halftime. Legg hands it off to King on the right side. Penalty flag flies in from the far side official, and King will take it up inside the 10-yard line.
I don't think we were quite set there. I think we snapped that a little early. But, no, they were offsides.
Yeah, so that's...
I got to quit trying to be the referee, trying to call it from the booth.
You can imagine.
Yeah.
Carmi will probably decline that one.
Going back to your point about that, Cole, playing some struggling teams early in the season, the difference, what Carmi is going to have to really adjust to is next week they're going to run into a team that, they're ahead of Fairfield right now.
By far the best team they faced all year.
Correct. That team just as good as them, better. We don't know. But, they just can't get shell-shocked next week.
Hand off to Draxenod, up the gut. Draxenod barreling his way into the end zone. Touchdown. Draxenod, his fourth touchdown run here in the first half. This one from 8 yards out. It has been all Bulldogs in this first half, 49-0.
Yeah. And by that, because next week, say our first series against Sessler, say we're 3-0. Carmi hasn't experienced that this year. We haven't punted these first two games. So mentally is going to be the big factor next week. It's going to be a different story. It's not going to be this next week. So that's the thing they have to prepare for. It's more mental.
Got a halftime score from El Dorado. The Indians of Johnson City lead the Eagles of El Dorado 28-0 at the half. And Mitchell Edwards able to hit that extra point. Carmi has put up half 100 in this first half. They lead it 50-0 with 2:02 to play here in the second quarter. We will take a 30-second break, 30 seconds, and have more action for you right here on your home for Bulldog football, 97.3 WRUL.
Transport in Carmi has earned a reputation of dependable hauling that many in this area have depended on. Roark Transport now also offers rock, dirt, and lime hauling. From parking lots, driveways, and washouts, Roark Transport can handle all your rock and dirt hauling needs. Farmers can also depend on Roark Transport to deliver their lime when and where they need it. For your next driveway or parking lot job, remember Roark Transport for fast, dependable service. Call Roark Transport today at 265-3665.
2:02 left here in the second quarter of action. Cole Carter and Chris Myers. It is the Bulldogs all over Vienna-Goreville, 50-0. Here in the final 2 minutes of the first half. Short line drive kick picked up by Moore at the 20-yard line. He'll run it across the 30. Correction, Noah Green again there on the return. Get him confused with his return partner, Evan Moore. But that was Green who took it up to the 30-yard line, 1st and 10 for Vienna-Goreville. And Chris, you got to think, how much longer are you going to see Vienna's first team offense? And from the Eagles, you want to get something positive going before the halftime break.
Yeah, you're definitely going to see their starters here. You can see the Bulldogs are putting in the bulk of our sophomore second unit. So you leave them in. You got to try to move the ball, get some confidence. Move the ball potentially against Carmi. If they don't struggle against our second unit, not trying to be, punishing. I'm just being matter of fact here. If they can have some success against this unit, That way these kids get something a little positive if you're Vienna.
Woodrum back to pass, throws a deep ball, far sideline. That is going to be.
He caught it.
Caught! What a catch!
And pass interference. It's going to be pass interference regardless if he didn't, but man.
Ian Sopchek.
Wow.
We've talked about him tonight. He has been one of the few bright spots for this Vienna team with an incredible catch. How about the throw by Woodrum? Just cut the snap and shucked it down there.
They are a nice combination.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this Woodrum has a fantastic arm. When he's given time, I mean, he throws as well as any kid I've seen in years. It's just, again, Sopchek he's a senior. Okay.
Yep, 6'2".
So Sopchek's a senior.
Yep. Good-sized kid.
You know, Woodrum a sophomore. You think about that. So he didn't play. Last time he played football was 8th grade. So, you know, coming out, you're playing 8th grade football to playing, you know, a real strong Carmi football team. You know, that's his team. That's Vienna in a nutshell. That's what they're facing this year. So, again, it's just something they're going to have to get through. They're going to have to battle. They're just going to have to look for positives where they can get them. That's a great one right there. You take any positive you can get and you build on it.
1:47 left here in the second quarter. Clock is stopped after the Carmi penalty. It was pass interference that was declined. So 1st and 10, ball at the Bulldog 30-yard line. Woodrum back to pass. Looks now to the near side, throws a deep one. It is caught, staying in bounds and scoring a Vienna-Goreville touchdown. Number 42, Evan Moore,
and
caught it. Driscoll tried to knock it away at the last second. How about that? 2 plays, Vienna-Goreville finds the end zone.
Yeah, that was against Landon Driscoll, starter.
Yeah.
You know, I think Driscoll just came up a touch early, thinking he could pick that.
Well, and that's the note we've made multiple times throughout the broadcast, Chris, is this Vienna team has got some good skill position guys. They've struggled up front, but we know Woodrum has made some nice throws just like that one, and a nice catch by Moore, able to turn upfield and stay in bounds and get to the end zone to break the scoreless drought for Vienna-Goreville.
2 years from now, I'd be interested in watching this Woodrum kid when he's a senior.
So Woodrum back in the shotgun. They move a couple of guys in motion here for the 2-point play. They throw it out wide and getting just short of the end zone. It was number 20 who caught it, Constante, who dove for the end zone, could not get in. And so that keeps the score at 50-6. Carmi-White County all over Vienna-Goreville. We'll take a 30-second break here on your home for Bulldog football. 30 seconds on 97.3 WRUL.
Others have come and gone the past 70 years, but their dedication of superior service has helped them thrive for 4 generations at Rush Appliance in Fairfield and Carmi. They deliver quality Speed Queen products, and if you ever call them for service, they are in your driveway almost before you hang up your phone. Sean Rush is inviting you to check out Speed Queen washer and dryer pairs at Rush Appliance and Furniture in downtown Fairfield and Carmi.
Okay. 1:37 to play here in the second quarter. It is Carmi-White County leading 50-6 here over Vienna-Goreville. The Eagles just found the end zone for the first time on a touchdown pass from quarterback Charlie Woodrum to his wide receiver. Where 42, Evan Moore, was the one who caught it and ran it into the end zone. So we will see one last possession from Carmi. It was just 97 seconds left in the half. Going to be a short line drive kick. Picked up by Isaac King of the 22-yard line. King up the gut. He's got running room. King across midfield. King is going to be drugged down at the 35-yard line. And a touchdown-saving tackle that time from number 5, Cole Sampson, the kicker.
And Sampson made the most miracle tackle I've ever seen. The kicker tackling Isaac King, who had about a 20-yard head of steam. I mean, I don't see defensive tackles, 250 pounds, bringing him down, and the kicker manages to trip him up just before he scored. He was taking that one to the house if he didn't get tripped up there.
So Carmi's got the first team offense out there, and I see Warren Legg talk to the official. They might just kneel this one out and,
I hope
and call
they
it
do.
a first half.
Honestly, hope they do. We'll see. Vienna's out of timeout, so they couldn't stop the clock anyway. It looks like that's what they're going to do. That's the right thing to do.
So some nice sportsmanship there from Kurt Simon and his crew on the decision to take the kneel down here, and they'll have to do it one more time, and that will be a wrap on this first half. A dominant, to say the least, first half for Carmi-White County.
And two, there's no point in taking any chances with injuries with your starters. Just, this game's decided. You just get it to halftime, get your youngsters in. And
well, at least the JV guys will definitely have a whole half of football to get some film out there on themselves and kind of see what they can do at the varsity level.
And more importantly, like we talked about with the lack of freshman teams in this conference and JV games available, for them to have a chance to play a couple quarters, it's getting them reps as much as anything.
Leg will let this one tick down under 40, and I think
that should do it.
Yeah, that will do it for the first half. So at halftime, your score, Carmi White County all over Vienna. They score on every possession they have. Have a couple of interceptions in there as well. They lead it at intermission 50-6 over the Eagles. We will take a 3-minute break, 3 minutes, and we'll come back and have some halftime stats for you. We will have the Jordan Funeral Group halftime show 3 minutes away here on your home for Bulldog football, 97.3 WRUL.
Come on, man, you missed that ball. Taylor, I care.
Did he miss the call, or did you? Bad call or bad vision? Does the ref need glasses, or do you? Let us be the judge of that. Come to Taylor Eye Care on Falcon Avenue in Carmi. Call for an appointment at 382-4683.
Share your talents and grow your caregiving career without sacrificing life. Now hiring RNs, LPNs, and CNAs at Wabash Christian Village. Our professionals enjoy flexible schedules, competitive wages, a paycheck, advanced program, continuing education, leadership opportunities, and so much more. You can make a difference with a healthcare career, and there's never been a better time to make a change. Apply today at wbcvcareers.org.
General Hospital. People you know, helping people you love. From treating all aspects of heart health, diagnosis, treatment, and management of your heart condition to an orthopedic team ready to restore your quality of life by improving your mobility, flexibility, endurance, and strength. Call Wabash General Hospital today, 618-262-8621. Wabash General Hospital, committed to combining passion and knowledge to heal. Visit wabashgeneral.com for more information.
Hi, I'm JC Tinsley, General Manager at WROY-WRUL, your home for Bulldog sports. Find out how you can affordably advertise your business in this Bulldogs telecast. Call 618-382-4161 today.
On airplane.
One-to-one service. That's a promise we make to all of our clients. This is Ashley Ingram with Butch & Associates CPAs in Carmi. Our firm is built on the idea of treating all of our clients like they are the only client we have. For bookkeeping, payroll, financial planning, and of course, income tax preparation, turn to a firm that is large enough to trust and small enough to care. Butch & Associates CPAs in Carmi. Call us at 382-4151 or visit us at butch.com. That's BOTSCH.com.
Halftime here in Carmi, the Bulldogs all over Vienna-Goreville. They lead at 50-6 here at intermission. This is the Jordan Funeral Group halftime show. I got my sponsor sheet here. Halftime show is produced courtesy of the Jordan Funeral Group, remembering lives well lived and honoring the tradition of Bulldog athletics. Visit jordanfuneralgroup.com for more information. So again, halftime score, Carmi leading Vienna-Goreville 50-6. Other scores in the BDC at halftime tonight. Cesar-Valier again leading Fairfield at the half, just 7-0. Flora shutting out Edwards County 28-0. Johnson City shutting out El Dorado 28-0. And Hamilton County over CZR 26-0. So every game besides this one, shutouts for one side at the break. But Chris, not much we can say. Obviously, Carmi played the brand of football we thought they would in this ball game. A dominant first 2 quarters.
Yeah, it's just basically a mirror image of last week against Hamilton County to start the season. The only difference is they're up 20 points more than they were the first game. The only little hiccup, that first drive, they did give up that long 3rd down conversion on that slant across the middle. Caught the Bulldogs in a blitz. Great play called by Vienna. They executed, got the first down. But after that, Carmi put the clamps on defensively. Their opening drive started from their own 2.
98 yards.
And 6 plays, maybe 6, 7 plays to go 98 yards, and it's been nothing but Carmi ever since.
Carmi scored every time they got the ball there in that first half. They had a 23-yard touchdown run by Draxon to start things out, then a 40-yard touchdown run by Isaac King. Odd would score again on a 28-yard screen pass. First touchdown pass of the year for Warren Legg. Then a 2-yard touchdown run for Isaac King after that long interception return by Trayton Vickers. A 30-yard run again by Odd. A 52-yard run by Andrew Dotson. And then Odd would cap it off with his 4th touchdown of the first half, an 8-yard scamper. And we talked about the 3-headed monster, Chris. That we saw it very well there in the first half. All 3 guys finding the end zone. And obviously, it's hard to tell how things are in these first 2 weeks. Obviously, playing Hamilton County and Vienna-Goreville, 2 teams that are going to be fighting for a winning season this year, and it's hard to tell. We're going to see things how they are starting next week, but that three-headed monster with King, Odd, and Dotson in the backfield, that's got to be the best 3-headed running back tandem in the conference.
Oh, absolutely. It's not often you have a returning All-State player to your football team. Isaac King earned All-State honors as a junior as a tailback. He's returning. His backfield mate, Drax Odd, he's kind of the unsung, I call it the unsung hero of that group, because last year as a fullback.
You call him as Pippin to his Jordan.
Exactly. That's exactly what he's become. A lot of times you consider the fullback as a glorified guard. Your fullback's leading, he's blocking, he's sacrificing himself. Drax Odd this year has stepped up to the plate as, in his own right, as just as elite of a ball carrier when he wants to be, because he's breaking tackles, he's a feisty runner, he's grinding it out. So, exactly, he's the Scottie Pippen to the Michael Jordan. Him and Isaac are the 1-2 punch. But top of that, the emergence of Andrew Dotson, the junior, coming to the backfield. Last year spent time as a tight end and receiver, but this kid is the speedster. You get him on the outside, this is the kid that can get the edge and break some tackles and go. And you saw that tonight. He broke a run, he got up the middle, and he showed his speed and just outran everybody. So, teams can't just focus on the 2-headed monster when you got weapons there. And then, we haven't emphasized this enough, but this offensive line for the Bulldogs, how well they played these first 2 games, the way they execute, as being a former offensive lineman, being an offensive line coach, just observing the things they do so well. One of the big things that's hard to teach, even at the high school level, is what we call getting to the next level. When offensive linemen have guys in front of them, it's easy. This is your guy, he's in front of you. Take him, drive, block him, pancake him. When a player's uncovered, the toughest thing to teach them is, okay, guy's not in front of you, you must have a linebacker next, okay? Get to the next level. If the linebacker goes a different direction, a lot of linemen like to just go downfield and just kind of look and stare. That's the worst thing that can happen. What I've noticed the Bulldogs do, they do a great job. If the backer's not there, then there's a safety, there's a corner somewhere. When they latch onto those DBs, they're pancaking them. So just excellent play at all levels.
And again, this O-line has done great the first 2 weeks. Chase Pringle, your left tackle, Gavin Payton, Nelson Ryder, Bryson Moore, and Austin O. And they've all done a great job. A couple of returners from last year, a couple of newbies, and they have picked up where they left off. And a phenomenal start to the year.
And the tight ends as well.
Absolutely.
Nate Brown, basically the 6th offensive lineman, the converted guard, and Tyler Gomat. Watching him this year, his blocking has improved tremendously because he's what I call the hybrid of the group. He's the athlete. He's the 6'3", the quick guy, the receiver, the leaper. But, his blocking has just steadily improved. So, all across that board, it's just been great.
And again, this is the Jordan Funeral Group halftime show, courtesy, of course, of the Jordan Funeral Group, remembering lives well lived and honoring tradition of Bulldog football. Visit jordanfuneralgroup.com to learn more. Again, halftime score, Carmi in front of Vienna-Goreville, 50-6. We will take a 3-minute break. We come back, we'll wrap things up here at the halftime show. Again, 3 minutes here to over Bulldog football, 97.3 WRUL.
your partner in auto repair. That's Cherry Street Automotive in Carmi. You get service, expertise, and a promise you'll drive away satisfied. Complete engine and body repair, 24-hour-a-day wrecker and towing service, tires from sales and service, and repair including muffler service, brakes, shocks, suspension, and more. When quality counts, count on Cherry Street Automotive in Carmi, your partner in auto repair. Call 382-7165 today.
Heard it right.
Citizens National Bank of Albion is making changes for the better.
Even better, that is.
Even better bank locations.
For even better customer service.
Even better leadership.
For even better local decision making.
And even better products and services.
That's why Citizens National Bank of Albion is your 5-star and most trusted financial partners in Edwards, Wayne, White, Richland, and Lawrence counties.
Citizens National Bank of Albion, know even better banking.
Member FDIC.
Hospital is committed to providing quality health care to our community, and we're always striving to deliver more care close to home. We now offer more services: orthopedic care, cancer care, and ear, nose, and throat care. We've added more locations, Harrisburg Family Medicine, and a new larger Carmi Family Medicine clinic. We offer more convenient options like online scheduling for appointments, lab draw sites at clinics, and early walk-in appointments. We're Farrell Hospital, here for you.
Life can be complicated, but managing your money should be simple. Whether you need to check your balances, deposit a check, pay bills, pay a friend, or transfer money to retirement savings, First Mid Online and Mobile Banking keep your finances simple every step along the way. With First Mid Bank and Trust, you can manage your money anytime right from your smartphone. You can even sign up for real-time alerts to stay on top of your account activity. Learn more about these conveniences at firstmid.com. First Mid Bank and Trust. Member FD.
No accident that more and more people trust Hale Body Shop when they need collision repair.
David and the gang at Hale Body Shop work hard to get your car back to you as soon as possible.
They understand how busy you are.
They also understand that sometimes life happens.
And if you find yourself in an accident,
remember, when it does, there's only one place to go.
Hale Body Shop in Carmi, way out there on Possum Road.
Your family's care team is close to home at Hamilton Memorial Family Clinics in McLeansboro and Carmi. From routine care, vaccines and DOT physicals, to disease management, x-ray, lab work, and COVID testing. With 9 providers and 8 specialty care clinics, Hamilton Memorial has you covered. Plus, for those unexpected illnesses, our weekend walk-in clinics in Carmi and McLeansboro. Hamilton Memorial Hospital Family Clinics. Here for you now, like we've always been.
Halftime here at Heritage Jeffrey Sports Complex. The Bulldogs lead Vienna-Goreville here in week 2 of the 2022 football season. 50-6 here at intermission. Big thanks to J.C. Tinsley back at the studio. Also a big thanks to Haley Winkleman as well as Asher Penrod, who are working the laptop and camera for the WRUL Sports live stream on the WRUL Sports YouTube channel. Big thanks to everyone who is tuned in tonight. Sorry that you couldn't be here. Big crowd on hand. A lot of familiar faces here as the Bulldogs are playing their first home game of the year. They'll be back here 2 weeks from tonight when they welcome in the CZR Bearcats, but it's back on the road again next week as they travel to Vienna-Goreville. Going to be, travel to Cesar-Valliere. Yeah, getting everything mixed up. Travel to Cesar-Valliere next Friday. That will be a 7 o'clock kickoff. Pregame show will start again at 6:45, and we'll be doing the same thing as we are doing tonight throughout the rest of the season. Glad to have Chris along for the ride, and I think it's going to be a fun year of Bulldog football.
Oh, there's no question. Just from what we've seen so far, if this is any indicator, it is absolutely going to be a fantastic season and a fun season to cover and to watch, and just watch these kids week to week. But you mentioned, I know we have another half of football to play, not to jump too far ahead, but next week is Cesar-Valliere.
Yep.
And right now they got a lead on Fairfield. A Fairfield squad we did mention did lose one of their best running backs, unfortunately, to an injury last week. So a little bit depleted of a Fairfield squad. However, that's obviously going to be a slugfest down there.
Mm-hmm.
And if Cesar does end up winning that game, we're headed there. I don't recall the last time we beat Cesar. It's been, did you guys beat them?
2014 is
14.
The last time
okay,
Carmi.
I thought so.
Now, they did not play in the spring season of 2021, but
right.
Carmi has not defeated Cesar since 2014. That's going to be your Jordan Large, your Tyson Russell,
yes.
Logan Weller. That was the last time Carmi has defeated Cesar. So they're due. There's no question about that.
So it's got to be in the back of your mind. You know, and especially if they beat Fairfield tonight, okay, Cesar's had a game tonight that they're going to be battle tested, okay, because they played Fairfield. Carmi's played two teams that are just struggling to find their way, young teams, new coaches. In a way, you can look at them kind of as warm-ups. Carmi's got to go to Cesar. If Cesar, again, hangs on, pulls that game out, they're going to be 2-0. They're going to be on their home field, battle-tested. Carmi's got to go there. It's going to be – you got to – mentally right now, the Bulldogs just got to know, okay, we've kind of been just running laps around the track in a race car with no other cars. We've just been taking warm-up laps.
Yep.
When we line up – next week, it's going to go from warm-ups to the Indy 500.
Yeah,
it's going to 0 to 100.
Yeah.
So their mindset has to be, okay, we took care of what we had to. Now their preparation, which, again, knowing this group of seniors and the kids they have and their attitudes, it's not going to be a problem for them to be up, to get mentally prepared. But I think the big challenge for them next week is the fact that they could come out on their first drive and they may not just pound it down the field 6-7 plays to get in the end zone. It could be the reality that, hey, we got a 3 and out.
Yep.
And we're going to see our punt team for the first time. And, okay, all right, guys, this is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
I think the mental aspect of going into next week is as big as anything, because it's not going to be, I'll just say it, I'm just going to be blunt, it's not going to be this easy next week.
No, it will not.
It's going to be a very, very challenging game. So how Carmi responds to that mentally when things just don't click when they want them to, they're going to have to face that. They're going to say, okay, let's shake that off. We got to buckle in. Okay, we're going to have to make some adjustments. They may not be able to run the ball on 3rd and 9 next week. It may be a situation where you do have to spread the field. So it's going to be a test for sure. But, credit the Bulldogs for doing what they had to do tonight. Not having a letdown, not being sloppy, taking care of business, getting this one done. And now, with the younger guys going to play the second half, the starters can rest and just start getting focused for next week.
Another drought that you can kind of keep your eye on as the season goes on is when Carmi will host Fairfield here in Week 5. So, again, they're going to be at Cesar next week, at home the following week against CZR, then that Week 5 game at home against Fairfield. They have not defeated Fairfield. It's been 10 years. 2012 was the last time Carmi defeated Fairfield. That was actually head coach Kurt Simon's 100th career win back in 2012. So I can imagine they are also due to beat the Mules. They've come close, came really close last year in Fairfield, but they're going to have them at home in Week 5. That's a game that I know I have circled on my calendar.
The way it's really shaken out is kind of, it's fallen in line with about what it did last year, minus Hamco. Hamco's, again, they're young. They're going to have their struggles this year. But it's going to probably shake out to Carmi-White County, Cesar-Valier, Fairfield, and Johnson City as being the 4 teams that are fighting for the top spots. So, again, Cesar's kind of got their 2-week gauntlet here.
Yep.
The Mules tonight, us next week, and Carmi, again, their gauntlet's kind of beginning, because it looks like Christopher's struggling again. So, and again, not trying to look too far ahead. It's one game at a time. But to me, our test is next week. There couldn't be a more daunting task than to go down to Cesar, both of us 2-0, go to their place this early in the year, knowing that they're a good football team and how things are good. Reality's going to hit the Bulldogs with some stiff competition, and just, are we ready for the challenge? I think that's going to be the thing. Are we mentally ready?
And one team that don't really want to sleep on it has been Flora. We haven't really talked about Flora.
Correct.
And they put a beating on CZR last week, and they were up 26-0 over Edwards County at halftime tonight. That's one team that's kind of hard to tell where they are. I can tell you that their leading rusher, Malachi Tolliver, had 1 less yard than Isaac King did last week in terms of leading the conference and rushing. So Flora is a team Carmi will see here at home in Week 9. So you know, Carmi, their schedule is kind of balanced out in terms of strength and who they're playing. We talked about Fairfield at week 5. Home against Fairfield week 5. They go to Edwards County week 6. They're back at home against El Dorado week 7. Then they travel to Johnson City week 8. Back at home against Flora week 9. So week 8 and 9, those are 2 games that, you know, hoping Carmi is healthy at that point in the season, but that's going to be 2 tough games to end the season on if you're the Bulldogs.
Yeah, in Johnson City especially, that's another team, you know, don't sleep on them because their strength, again, everybody points to the fact that, yes, they lost a kid, an all-state kid in their own right in Austin Brown, a young man who is now a scholarship player with the Wisconsin Badgers as a safety. You think, okay, well, they lost him. He was their team. No, their strength, obviously he is an unbelievable weapon, but up front, the reports are they are massive up front. And I recall that game last year physically up front. They dominated us up front last year. We played well for a couple quarters, but they just ended up taking over with their size and just, you know, kind of grinding us down, beating us at our own game. So there are plenty of challenges waiting for this Bulldog team this year. It's just, again, they got to be ready for each of them.
We do have a score update from Cesar. The Mules find the end zone, but they miss the PAT. So the Red Devils still lead that one 7-6. That one's in the 3rd quarter. So we'll try to keep our eye on that one as the
special teams.
Yep, as the night goes on. So the Carmi JV kickoff return team is out there. It's going to be Cade Stockton with the return. He's got some running room across midfield. Inside the 40. He's going to take it all the way to the end zone. It's Brandon Stockton, the senior. The second half kickoff to the house. Touchdown Bulldogs. But there is a penalty flag back at the 40.
Oh, they did. Branton Stockton. Oh, I'd love to see them. Branton Stockton, a young man who hadn't played football since his freshman year, came back out for his senior season, getting his first action. Oh, you wanted to see that happen, and it was a hold.
Hold against Carmi.
Oh, those are back-breaking flags. You hate to see those flags, but, hey, great to see Branton Stockton in there getting a return like that regardless. Just good to see him on the field.
Now, did they decline the penalty? I think Vienna might have declined the penalty. So
really?
I think the touchdown's going to stand if that was the correct call. I thought the official made the motion as a hold against Carmi, but here's Carmi going for 2.
Okay.
Well, there you go. So Brant Stockton does get the touchdown.
Glad it stands, but wow.
So they'll go for 2 here with it being 56-6. And the handoff goes up to Noah Pollard, and Pollard will find pay dirt. So, Branton Stockton takes the opening second half kickoff about 70 yards to the end zone, and Carmi extends their lead. It's now 58-6 as we are already under 10.5 to play in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a 30-second break here on your home for Bulldog football. 97.3 WRUL. Back at 30.
The alarm sounds, coffee brews, and the porch light guides your steps toward another busy day. Just like you, Invenergy Solar is up with the sun. Invenergy's Boomtown Solar project will create up to 400 construction jobs and create enough electricity to power 40,000 American homes. Invenergy expects to invest $60 million over the project's lifetime, helping illuminate the future of all in White County. Private investment developed on private property with public benefits. Invenergy.
Well, already under 10 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter with the running clock on. Branton Stockton gets his first career touchdown on about a 70-yard kickoff return. There was a holding call against Carmi, but as far as we know, Vienna-Goreville declined the penalty to let the touchdown stand, so makes the score 58-6. Mitchell Edwards will kick this one away, and it will be fielded from the 11-yard line. This is going to be Moore on the return, and he will take it up just shy of the 20-yard line, so 1st and 10 for Vienna-Goreville.
I just still don't think I've ever seen a team decline a penalty that would cost them a touchdown. Okay.
You have been thrown for whirls tonight in terms of special teams. Carmi kicks a PAT.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you've still come down to earth after
No,
that.
I haven't. I'm still excited about that.
And you get to see your buddy Branton Stockton find the end zone, and penalty gets declined, so maybe we'll take it. But the Carmi JV defense is out there, and they'll play the entirety of the second half.
Yeah, I'm usually not, into the kickers and everything, but just the fact that we did it, you're right. I mean, it's the little things, Cole. When you get old, like me, it's the little things in life.
Under 9 minutes to play in this third quarter already. First team offense still out there for Vienna. And they will throw out in the flat. That one's going to be caught by Sopchak. Sopchak will break one tackle, take it across the 30. And he's got enough for a Vienna-Goreville first down. Woodrum, the quarterback, with a nice pass yet again. Woodrum to Sopchak. That's been the only working offense for the Eagles in this game so far. They did have a touchdown pass to Evan Moore earlier in the ball game.
And it looks like that's Sopchak that's down. And you definitely don't want to see that if you're Vienna.
He's back to his feet, though. He seems to be all right. He'll walk back to the...
Yeah, looks like a cramp.
Yep.
Hamstring.
Back to the Vienna sideline. Still in baseball mode.
You had a baseball game today? Did you have one today?
We did. I didn't go to it. I had my assistant coach go to it. And
okay.
I don't want to mention the final score. But
that's all right.
We'll move on to the next week. We are under 8 minutes left to play now in this third quarter. 58-6. Vienna-Goreville trailing the Bulldogs. So it's going to be first down and 10 after the pickup ball at the Eagle 34-yard line. They'll go back to the spread. 3 receivers out wide to the right, 1 to the left. Woodrum in the shotgun. Wide receiver screen near side, and that's over the head of his receiver.
Whistle hasn't blown.
I don't think that's an incomplete pass. Loose football. They're going to say Vienna keeps possession. That was Cade Allen who made an attempt to get it before it went out of bounds, but you're right, Chris. There was no whistle.
No, that type of play, what it is, again, that was just that quick out wide receiver screen. You throw it to your wide out. I mean, quarterback gets the ball, immediately turns his shoulders, throws it to the receiver who's just basically, they're telling him stay at the line or maybe take a step back. The danger with that play is if the quarterback, he has to hit the receiver just a little in front of him. If it goes the other way, it's technically a lateral. It's technically a fumble, so the defense can fall on it. In that case, there was no whistle, so the referees saw it as a backwards pass or a fumble.
Under 7 to go here in the third quarter. Woodrum to pass, throws a deep ball to the middle of the field. He's got Moore there, and he drops it. He had the defender beat. Cade Allen just a step behind him, and Woodrum made a nice pass. Man, he has slung the ball across the field.
He's had 3 or 4 like that tonight. His receivers have not helped him tonight, unfortunately, for if you're a Vienna fan. But, Woodrum's had at least 3 or 4 nice long passes like that hit receivers in the chest that have just been drops.
So with the lateral for a loss of 6 and the incomplete pass, it brings up third down and 16, 58-6. The Bulldogs in front, 6:05 to play in this third quarter and ticking. 2 receivers each side for Woodrum in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. Bulldogs rush 4. Woodrum throws to the near sideline, incomplete. He was looking that time for Constante, the receiver, and it's fourth down, and on comes the Eagle punt team once again.
Noah Pollard, good job getting over there in coverage.
Saw Noah Pollard get some varsity snaps earlier in the game last week at Hamilton County on the defensive side, and he's one of those guys, him and Cade Allen as well, you can imagine that we'll see get rotated in there in the defensive backfield and the first-team defense a couple of times this season.
He, along with Cade Allen, Cale Wiggins, and even Cade Stockton, these younger sophomores, they're a very athletic group of kids. Just, lean, athletic, quick, just good, hard-nosed football players. Can do a lot of things. So you're right, Cole. You're gonna hear their names a lot more as the season goes on.
And so the Eagles just get the snap off in time before the play clock winded down, and it's going to go out of bounds into the Carmi student section on the near sideline, out of bounds at around midfield. Actually, is where they're going to mark it, I do believe. And so let's see where they mark the football. They're going to put it at the Bulldog 40-yard line. And Chris, I hear the crowd going crazy, and I believe that is because number 70, Jacob Moore, 5'11" sophomore, is checked into the ball game.
Yeah, 78. He's the younger brother of Bryson Moore. And if you had a chance to meet Jacob, he's just a wonderful kid. Teammates love him, young sophomore, getting in the game. That student section's really pumped up to see him get in there.
So first down and 10 for Carmi at their own 39-yard line. Mitchell Edwards will hand it off up the middle. It's going to be Cade Allen, the ball carrier. And Allen breaks a tackle across midfield, and he's taken out of bounds at around the Vienna-Goreville 45-yard line. That's enough for a rush appliance first down.
Seeing some good things from the younger group.
Yep, absolutely. And that's the thing, Chris, you talk about this three-headed monster, the seniors in the running back core with Odd King and Dotson, and you still got some of these young guys coming up next year. And, of course, we all know Mitchell Edwards could be the quarterback of the team for the next 2 years. And, you know, a couple of offensive linemen will be back next year also. So Carmi, as senior-heavy as they are this year, they've got some good young cores in the next couple of years.
Oh, yeah. And you look at those three, Pollard, Allen, and Wiggins, that's your backfield here in a couple of years.
And off the Pollard on the right side, breaks away from one tackler, then taken down back at the 48-yard line.
Cade Stockton, too.
You know, Chris, real quick, look to your left. You know you're having fun when you've got Nate Brown, Isaac King, Chase Pringle, and others with the coaching headsets on. I think they're calling the plays maybe. That's when you know you're having a good time.
Yeah, and more than likely they're not on. Because hopefully, Kevin Wolf on the booth, you don't want to be listening to those guys talk to you. Because it's going to be pretty much nothing but jokes. So, but another kid, I didn't talk about tonight. I meant to a little more. I'll let you call this play.
Yep. Edwards will hand it off to Allen up the middle, or correction, that's going to be Lane Gwaltney, the ball carrier. He's going to drag some Eagles with him up across the 40-yard line. Number 32, that was Lane Gwaltney.
Good to see Lane, the senior, get some carries.
Absolutely, and he's going to carry it up just shy of about the 38-yard line, so third and short here.
I forgot to mention again, talk about Warren Legg.
Absolutely.
Just to, again, reiterate what happened to him last year, that devastating ACL injury against Christopher in week 4. It was a question whether he'd even come back to play football again. And so for him to be in there as the starting quarterback, guiding the offense, says a lot.
Edwards will hand it off on a jet sweep type play to Cale Wiggins, who's got the edge. 2 penalty flags flying in simultaneously as Wiggins is brought down about a half a yard shy of the first down, and can imagine these will be against Carmi.
Yeah. And again, about Warren real quick, the thing is, you might look at it as, well, all he's having to do is hand the ball off to King. Well, that's not true.
Yeah.
Because the quarterback, regardless of what the play is, number one, he's got to know it. Number one, he's got to know where he's turning, where he's going, what's going on. If there's a check down play, meaning you line up to run the ball, you see some extra defenders creep up to the line, you may do what's called a check with me at the line of scrimmage, meaning you could change the play at the line. He has to see that. He has to know it. He has to read the defenses. Again, a kid who hadn't played quarterback since the 8th grade, stepping in and guiding this offense. And when he's had his chances to throw, he's been great. He's been cool under pressure. Yeah, the knee injury has cost him some speed. You can see that. But his toughness, you can't measure his toughness because it's incredible.
They go back to the jet sweep near side to Wiggins here on 3rd and long. Wiggins has the corner, and Wiggins has the rush appliance, first down. Nice run by Cale Wiggins, takes it inside the Vienna-Goreville 30.
You're seeing the speed of this sophomore trio. Wiggins, Pollard, and Allen. They definitely bring some speed. Not maybe the size and power punch of their upperclassmen, but that'll come with time. They're just sophomores.
Yep.
They're all gym rats. Love to get in the weight room. Noah Pollard, especially, see him in there a lot. So a year or two in the weight room, these guys, it's going to be a nice combination. And another kid in there, Cade Stockton. Another kid can get into that mix, a good athlete. So the cupboard is not bare for the Bulldogs by any means.
15 seconds left here in the third quarter, 58-6, Bulldogs in front. Hand off to Pollard. He lost the football, and I believe the Eagles recovered. Pollard got hit pretty much as soon as he got the ball handed to him, and the ball came out. And so the Bulldogs will turn it over for the first time this season. And that horn is the final play of the third quarter, so we go to the final stanza. It's been all Carmi here tonight in the first home game of the 2022 season. The Bulldogs lead Vienna-Goreville 58-6. We'll take a 1-minute break here on your home for Bulldog football, 97.3 WRUL.
Looking for an accountant? What comes to mind?
Trustworthiness, accuracy, up-to-date knowledge of tax laws, truthiness.
Wait, truthiness? That's not even a real word.
Well, you know what I mean. Honesty, trust, accuracy, and knowledge. They're all really important.
When it comes to your accounting, you need a professional you can trust. You need Nancy J. Winter CPA. Visit nancyjwintercpa.com to learn more or call 382-2364 and visit on Cherry Street, Carmi.
Today's environment, being able to do all of your banking from home is not only convenient, but a necessity. People's National Bank makes it easy for you to do your banking without actually going to the bank. From online banking, mobile banking, free mobile deposit to transferring funds and paying bills, it's easy and convenient for you to do your banking all from your mobile phone or computer. Get started by going to peoplesnationalbank.com to sign up for online banking today. People's National Bank, making it easy to bank from anywhere. Member FDIC.
Start of the fourth quarter here in Carmi. It's been all Bulldogs in this one. They lead Vienna-Goreville 58-6 as we start the final 12 minutes of play. Cole Carter and Chris Myers, J.C. Tinsley back at the WRUL studio. Also big thanks to Haley Winkleman and Asher Penrod, who are here in the press box helping us out on the live stream side. Pass play here for Vienna-Goreville, and it's going to be incomplete. Charlie Woodrum, the quarterback, couldn't get it to his receiver with pressure in his face, and it's going to bring up third down. Second down, sorry.
Jackson Staten, the senior, getting in there, getting a good hit on the quarterback. Again, some of those seniors, Brandon Stockton, Jackson Staten, Lane Gwaltney, those guys, love to see them get in. They're seniors. They're out there working hard in practice every week, making those guys better. So good to see those guys getting some reps too.
Down under 11 and a half to play in this one. Again, 58-6, Carmi with the lead. Woodrum in the shotgun, hands it off up the middle. This is going to be Board, the ball carrier. He busted to the outside, has a first down and more into Bulldog territory, puts his shoulder down, and he's taken down out of bounds at around the 45-yard line.
Oh, Pollard actually saving a touchdown there.
Got a score update from Sesser. With 9 minutes left, the Mules lead Sesser-Valier 12-7.
And that's fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter.
Wow.
9 minutes left. Fairfield leads 12-7.
That one is very interesting.
Defensive battle in that game.
Yes. Very interesting.
Under 11 to play in this one. Woodrum in the shotgun. Hands it off to Board up the middle. Board will break out a one tackler, trying to bust to the outside. And a great job by Cade Allen to fly in there.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And bring him down. Cade Stockton also helped brought him down.
He did a fantastic job coming up from that safety position. He was like a missile coming up there.
We have heard, or I have said, Cade Allen's name a lot in these first 2 weeks. Rather it's been some first-team reps or some second-team, second-half reps. He's been impressive in his sample of varsity play in these first 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, like I said, a lot of athleticism in that sophomore class.
Woodrum in the shotgun here on second down and 8. Ball at the Carmi 46-yard line. Woodrum back to pass, looks right, throws right, far sideline, incomplete, off the hands of his receiver, Cole Sampson. And, yeah, that one looked painful. Sampson a little slow to get up. I think might have got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah.
He took a hard fall.
Getting tackled from behind, you know, number one, you don't see it coming. So, you take those hits from behind, those are the worst.
9.5 to play in this one. Carmi eventually is going to improve to 2-0 on the year. And, again, big matchup next week in Sesser.
And be even bigger depending on
Sesser
can come back.
Yep.
And either way, it's going to be a tough game.
Third down and 8 here for the Eagles. Ball at the Bulldog 46-yard line. Woodrum in the shotgun, back to pass. Looks right, throws over the middle. Going to be caught by Sampson. Sampson breaks one tackle. Ball comes out. Carmi might have got it, and they did get it. Cade Stockton recovered it. I believe Noah Pollard was the one who came in and knocked it out.
Yes.
And Sampson is slow to get up. He was slow to get up on the previous play. Pollard came in with a helmet right on the football. It poked out, and Cade Stockton was able to recover.
Well, that was a big offensive play for the Eagles, and a big hit comes and pops that ball loose. So that's what well-placed tackles can do. You talk about anymore in the game of football, you're teaching your defenders sometimes to try to strip the football as much as when you tackle. They're teaching you come up at an angle, try to go for the ball, hit the ball, poke it from underneath, swat at it, whatever you got to do. So that was an excellent tackle by Pollard. Caused that fumble, and Bulldogs recover.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Carmi at their own 40. I must mention, this is a JV squad that picked up a 16-6 win back on Monday over Hamilton County. That game was called at halftime due to lightning, but the JV squad able to get a win earlier this week. And no freshman team this year. So Mitchell Edwards under center. We approach the 8-minute mark in this fourth quarter. 58-6, Carmi in front. Here's Cade Allen to the left side. Allen tries to put his foot in the ground and go to the inside, but he can't.
Yeah.
Might have got a yard. Second down coming up.
That edge play, he was trying to make a cut. If he keeps that to the outside, he may be able to get around the defender. That's hard to do for running back, because your instinct tells you, okay, if this guy's got a slight angle on me, I don't know if I can get around him. So your first instinct is to cut inside. But, when you got the speed, you always want to try, if that's meant to be an edge play, to use your inside arm to push the defender, kind of stiff arm, and see if you can get the edge.
So second down and 9 here for Carmi. Under 7.5 to play in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs lead 58-6. Edwards under center. Hands it off on the left side. This is Cade Stockton, and maybe some miscommunication there. Stockton taken down to the backfield. Going to bring up 3rd and long.
I had to mention something. Seen a lot of been very impressed by the school spirit this week.
Absolutely.
See the maroon banners hanging on the, I guess that'd be the east side, the gates, the sponsorships. Of course, John Stockton, Jason Edwards, and over there, and Sean Payton, some of those guys, don't want to miss him, feeding the kids before the game, feeding us, feeding whoever at that tailgate. That's an awesome thing. And I think they had the Bulldog Bash today uptown, maroon and white everywhere. Just love seeing the school spirit this early in the year.
Edwards will hand it off up the middle. This is Lane Gwaltney again, the ball carrier, and Gwaltney will take it up across the 45. A penalty flag flies in from the backside, and that's going to be, I believe, a legal procedure against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think that's a little jumpy over there. Sophomores, again, without a ton of reps, your timing can be a little off.
Yep.
So these are things that are going to happen a lot when the young guys get in.
So 6 minutes to play in this one. Carmi again going to improve to 2-0 on the year. And a big matchup next week coming up against Cesar-Valier. Do have a score update from El Dorado in the fourth quarter. Johnson City leads that one 42-8. Third down and long here for Carmi from their own 32. And the handoff goes to Gwaltney, and he is taken down immediately in the backfield. Actually, it was Cale Wiggins who got the carry.
Just a missed block there. Yep. That was just number 54.
Landon McCarver.
That was just pure dominating the line of scrimmage right there. That wasn't scheme. That was just a good football play, as we like to say.
So we approach the 5-minute mark in this one. This one's all but over. Bulldogs will punt this one away for, I think, the first time tonight. First time this season they're going to punt the ball away. Edwards gets the long snap, and not a bad boot from the sophomore. Vienna had nobody deep to return it. That might have bounced off a Vienna player. I'm not sure. The officials say they're going to down the football at the 29. So Vienna ball will have it at the 29. 4.5 to play. So we'll see a couple more plays from the Eagles offense, and we will close the book on this one and get ready for Cesar-Valier. I'll try to get you another score update from that game as soon as I can. Again, last we heard it was Fairfield 12, Cesar-Valier 7. About 9 minutes to play. I do know that Flora is also having they were up 42-0 over Edwards County late in the fourth. So talk about Flora. Don't want to really sleep on them. They've put up some big scores in these first 2 weeks.
Correct. And it was last year, going to that game to end the season last year, that was a battle. It was a battle up until late. The Bulldogs finally put that away in the fourth quarter, but that was a battle. So you're right.
And that was a game that Flora, they were 4-4. So if they win that one, they get in the playoffs. Carmi was
5-3.
5-3 at the time, and
helps your seeding.
Absolutely.
6-3 compared to 5-4.
Woodrum back to pass here on first down. Long ball, got a man open, underthrew him, incomplete.
Yeah, he throws that about 5 yards farther. That's a touchdown.
Constante had a step on Cade Allen, and you're right, if Woodrum, granted it was a long pass the way anyway, but if he could have got some more juice on it, could have been a touchdown for the Eagles, but incomplete, as we are now at 3:10 to play in this one. A couple more subs getting into the ball game for Carmi. Austin Park, 5'11" sophomore, checks in. 3-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Carmi White County leading Vienna-Goreville 58-6. So 2nd down and 10 here for the Eagles. Play clock down to 5. Woodrum in the shotgun. He is going to get the Bulldogs to jump off sides, or there was a receiver that ran 10 yards down the field.
Yeah,
somebody went early.
Looks like Vienna was, it is on the Bulldogs. The Vienna linemen were clapping as soon as the flag was thrown, so that's usually your indicator. You can't hear it from the stands, but obviously the players the referee will say, I got a false start, or so that's why you'll see.
Well, they say false start. So they originally moved the ball up 5 yards. Now they're going to take it and move it back.
One ref must have disagreed with the other.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't have been sure because there was a Vienna receiver that ran about 15 yards down the field. So that was kind of the giveaway. But instead of being a 5-yard gain, it's a 5-yard loss on the penalty. So 2nd and 15 now. We are under 2 minutes to play in this one. Again, Carmi up by 52, 58-6. Woodrum back to pass, throws to the far sideline, incomplete. Cade Stockton there on the coverage. He was looking for Constante, and I'll tell you what, Chris, if you're Rob Womack and the Eagles, you've had a couple of receivers get up slow. You gotta wonder how much more you're going to have your first-team offense out there.
I think you just pack it in at this point. But I get, you know, it's what they do. It's their style of offense, but you're right. You know, your best players are out there at this point in the game taking hits, getting up slow. You would think, you know, hey, get your younger guys in there and just, you know, let this one finish.
We are approaching the final minute here in this one.
We talk about, you know, Carmi letting these younger guys play. Well, everyone on this Vienna squad is young because they didn't play football last year. So that's the big difference.
Woodrum in the shotgun here on 3rd and long. They hand it off to Board up the middle, and Board will be slung down at the 19-yard line. And you're right, Connor Buchanan got in there and make the tackle.
Good to see him, you know, and he's a kid that's going to be in the mix for the Bulldogs this year on that defensive line rotation. Strong, scrappy, hard-working kid. Good to have him there in the mix.
Vienna does not have to snap this one if they don't want to. They're under now 25 seconds to play. They might run one more offensive snap here on 4th and, well, a long way to go. Woodrum will snap it. Could be the final play. He's got 3 Bulldogs all over him. Woodrum rolls out to his right, now tries to go back to his left, and it's going to be a sack for the final play of the game.
That was Jacob Moore, big number 78.
How about that? Jacob Moore gets the sack to end the ball game as the clock winds down. Final score, Carmi White County 58, Vienna-Goreville 6, as the Bulldogs improve to 2-0 on the season. Vienna-Goreville will fall to 0-2, and again, the Bulldogs with a big matchup coming up next week on the road at Cesar. And during this next break, we'll try to find that score between Fairfield and Cesar to get an idea of what we're going to see from the Red Devils next week. We will take a 3-minute break. When we come back, we will have a little post-game recap for you and chat with head coach Kurt Simon. Again, 3 minutes here on your home for Bulldog football, 97.3 WRUL.
What's up, man? You look awful. Yeah, well, I think I just shitted myself to death. Dude, that's brutal. Yeah, I should have bought the truck. Should have taken advantage of the deal. It was perfect, and everything about Rice is nice, but I just wasn't sure. Then I spent the next hours, days, weeks, and months shooting myself until I just couldn't take it anymore. Let me tell you what you ought to do. You ought to buy a truck from Rice Motors in Carmi. Hop on and take ricemotors.com for a test drive today. Everything about Rice is nice. ricemotors.com.
Transport in Carmi has earned a reputation of dependable hauling that many in this area have depended on. Roark Transport now also offers rock, dirt, and lime hauling. From parking lots, driveways, and washouts, Roark Transport can handle all your rock and dirt hauling needs. Farmers can also depend on Roark Transport to deliver their lime when and where they need it. For your next driveway or parking lot job, remember Roark Transport for fast, dependable service. Call Roark Transport today at 265-3665.
Yeah, okay.
Others have come and gone the past 70 years, but their dedication of superior service has helped them thrive for 4 generations at Rush Appliance in Fairfield and Carmi. They deliver quality Speed Queen products, and if you ever call them for service, they are in your driveway almost before you hang up your phone. Sean Rush is inviting you to check out Speed Queen washer and dryer pairs at Rush Appliance and Furniture in downtown Fairfield and Carmi.
Did he miss the call, or did you? Bad call or bad vision? Does the ref need glasses, or do you? Let us be the judge of that. Come to Taylor Eye Care on Falcon Avenue in Carmi. Call for an appointment at 382-4683.
Share your talents and grow your caregiving career without sacrificing life. Now hiring RNs, LPNs, and CNAs at Wabash Christian Village. Our professionals enjoy flexible schedules, competitive wages, a paycheck, advanced program, continuing education, leadership opportunities, and so much more. You can make a difference with a healthcare career, and there's never been a better time to make a change. Apply today at wbcvcareers.org.
General Hospital. People you know, helping people you love. From treating all aspects of heart health, diagnosis, treatment, and management of your heart condition to an orthopedic team ready to restore your quality of life by improving your mobility, flexibility, endurance, and strength. Call Wabash General Hospital today. 618-262-8621. Wabash General Hospital. Committed to combining passion and knowledge to heal. Visit wabashgeneral.com for more information.
Final score, Bulldogs take down Vienna-Goreville 58-6 the final. Really, second half was pretty much all running clock, just kind of going through the motions for Carmi. But overall, it's kind of what you expected, Chris, this game tonight against a struggling Vienna-Goreville team. But they got the win. It's all that matters.
Yeah, Carmi, again, just other than one mild hiccup that first defensive series, did what you expected them to do. Came out on their own 2-yard line their first drive, 6 plays later, pounded the ball between the tackles, just typical Carmi football in the end zone, and they never looked back from there. So did what they had to do. You know, again, when you're playing a team you know is struggling and that you should beat, the thing you don't want to do is be sloppy. You don't want to be lackadaisical, and the Bulldogs did not do that tonight. They came out with everything grinding full speed and did what they needed to do and got a convincing victory.
Scoring summary for the Bulldogs. You're going to hear a lot of Draxton Odd. He started things off with a 23-yard touchdown run. Then it was Isaac King from 40 yards out. Odd would score again on a 28-yard screen pass. King would cap off a touchdown drive that was set up by a Trayton Vickers interception return, a 2-yard score. Then a 30-yard touchdown run by Odd. Andrew Dotson got in on the fun with a 52-yard touchdown run. An 8-yard run by Odd right before the half. And then to start the second half, Branton Stockton with a kickoff return touchdown to start off the second half for the Bulldogs. And this is the post-game show delivered thanks to Roark Transport, hauling fuels, rock, grain, and more to help our community grow. Call 265-3665 for details. Again, this is the Roark Transport post-game show. So we'll give Kurt Simon a few minutes to make his way up here. But, Chris, as we look ahead to next week already, it's going to be a tough game with Cesar Villiers. You talked about regardless what happens with Cesar here in the final minutes against Fairfield, it's going to be the best team Carmi's faced all year, and that is more of a mental thing than anything.
Yeah, again, it's going to be going from 0 to 100. You know, the first 2 games they've had have been against teams that are young, struggling, and are going to struggle to find their way this season. Those games are out of the way. Now you're going to a Cesar Villiers club. We haven't found out the final score yet, but they're in a dogfight with Fairfield right now. Fairfield has been the king of this conference for basically the last 10 years. Cesar's been right there behind them. And, again, you pointed out a Cesar-Valier team that we have not beaten in 8 seasons.
Yeah.
So we're going to their place. They're loaded again. We're loaded this year. So, you know, I know these boys' confidence is not going to be lacking.
Mm-hmm.
But, again, the speed of the game is what they're going to have to adjust to, because it could be a situation, like I talked about earlier this evening, we could come out on our first drive and we may stall. We've not punted this year. Our first-team offense has not punted. So it's the mental factor. If we do come out that first drive and say we go a 3-and-out, okay, we're somewhere we've never been before. We're not used to this. How do we adjust? You know, you have to shake that off. You have to be prepared for a team that's as good as you, better than you, you know, or maybe just below. Either way, you just have to know that it's going to go from cruise control to a flat-out drag race, just like that.
And again, Carmi at Cesar next Friday. That game will start at 7 o'clock. We'll have the pregame show for you right here at 6:45. We'll go ahead and take a 1-minute break. When we come back, we'll chat with head coach Kurt Simon right here on your home for Bulldog football, 97.3 WRUL.
Hi, I'm JC Tinsley, General Manager at WROY WRUL, your home for Bulldog sports. Find out how you can affordably advertise your business in this Bulldogs telecast. Call 618-382-4161 today.
Check. Uh-oh.
One-to-one service. That's a promise we make to all of our clients. This is Ashley Ingram with Butch & Associates CPAs in Carmi. Our firm was built on the idea of treating all of our clients like they are the only client we have. For bookkeeping, payroll, financial planning, and of course, income tax preparation, turn to a firm that is large enough to trust and small enough to care. Butch & Associates CPAs in Carmi. Call us at 382-4151 or visit us at butch.com. That's BOTSCH.com.
Welcome back to the Roark Transport postgame show. Again, the Bulldogs take down Vienna-Goreville 58-6. We'll bring in head coach Kurt Simon after the Bulldogs get a big win tonight. And Coach, I talked to you yesterday, and you kind of knew what to expect with this Vienna-Goreville team, and you guys came out tonight and took care of business.
Yeah, you know, I mean, the whole focus for us last week was just going down to the end of College Boulevard on Tuesday and Wednesday and getting better, practicing like you always practice, and try to correct some of the things that we did wrong the week before. But obviously, Vienna is in a building process, and they didn't have a team last year, so we knew that potentially it could be this type of a game. But I thought our kids did a lot of good things. I mean, it's tough to really judge some of the things in our, but I mean, we did what we were supposed to do. You know, I guess that's the bottom line. So we were happy with their effort. We had some things. I mean, we let them throw a pass over our head, and there's some things that we can build on, but we're just looking forward to going back to work. We'll take this, Labor Day weekend and come back Tuesday. We'll come back and watch some film Monday and do some running and then be ready to have a good week next week.
And that's something we had talked about from up here, that I know the way your kids prepare, especially with the senior group, any opponent they face, they're treating as, hey, we got to go 100 miles an hour. The danger in games like this is when in your mind you're better than your opponent, is sometimes you may have a tendency to slow down, get a little lackadaisical. Your team did not do that tonight.
No, and you can't. And I mean, some of the penalties, and I think we'll see when we watch the film, when you're blowing a kid off the ball and then he turns around and you're still going hard, and that's some of the penalties that we had was kind of a result of that type of thing or whatever. But our focus is always getting better every week, and that's what we're focused on right now. I'm glad to see us come out of the game with no injuries. I thought the kids, didn't look real tired and things like that. So we're just going to build on it and look forward to playing Cesar next week.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you have a team like this on the schedule, Tuesday and Wednesday, it's tough to kind of treat it, especially as a teenager. We've all been there to treat it as if you're playing your Fairfields or your El Dorados, whatever. Yep. What was practice like this week? How was?
There was more enthusiasm Tuesday and Wednesday than I've seen in a long time, and I think that's just because that they know what we're preaching all weekend to them. that we have to come back out and we don't care who our opponent is. You got to play your butt off and get better. And like you said, like you made reference to, this group of seniors it's a mature group of kids, and they get it. They know what the next step is, whether it be from a practice standpoint or playing. They know what I'm going to be preaching because they've been there before. And so as of right now, it's been a pleasure working with all the kids. It's a great group of kids to work with.
Well, now that this is behind you, again, it's no secret, Hamco, Vienna, teams that are rebuilding. So you did your job. You played great. Now, we go to a team that Cole, the stats guy, I asked him, when's the last time we beat them? 2014. Cesar-Valliere, right? We don't have the score update. Last we heard it, if you want to, it was 12-7, Fairfield with 9 minutes in the fourth. Yeah. Cesar's a team that is always athletic, always, they can spread the field. It's just a team that we've kind of been right there, but just can't quite get over the hump.
It'll be a tremendous challenge. I would really say that Cesar probably has more skilled kids than anybody in the conference. I mean, and I know it's hard to tell with their game against Vienna. We'll get a good look at them with Fairfield, but they distribute the ball to 7 different guys, and Coach Adams does a good job of all kinds of multiple formations offensively, and he's done some things to us knowing how we play defense. I mean, they're good. They're coached well. They're good athletes, and they have had our numbers without a doubt. I mean, I think we've won 3 games versus them in the last 10 years or something. I don't know what the stat is, but they have had our number, and we are looking forward to that game more than anything.
And we were talking about that as well, because to me, the challenge for your team is going to be, you're going to go from, what you faced last 2 weeks to teams that are, one of the best teams in the conference. So you're basically going from cruise control, I told him, to a drag race. Now, your team, let's say the first series, this team hasn't had a 3-and-out the whole season. They haven't. I mean, the Bulldog offense have not punted. You guys have not punted. Yeah. So say your first series, you got to punt. Yeah. To me, the thing, and I know you're going to prepare your kids for this, the mental challenge of, okay, we're somewhere we haven't been. Let's shake it. Yeah. We're in a fight. How do you prepare your kids this week in the aspect that they're going to go from 0 to 100 more or less as far as competition?
I mean, like I said, we do have a mature group of seniors. This was when they were juniors last year, they were the group that finally got us back to the playoffs. Not our seniors were great last year too, but I'm just saying they've seen it. Yeah. And they know, like I said, what to expect, and they know that they're going to face a much better opponent next week. And I would expect to see that attitude down at practice this week even more so. We feel like we're solid up front, and we have to be a physical team. You can't put the ball on the ground. You're going to have to play smart defensively, because this is going to be a much better, not only physically skilled better team, but they call plays better, and the scheming thing will come into play. So you got to play good football, and good players got to make good plays. That's what it takes. In games like that next week, when you go back and you watch the film, it winds up being 1 or 2 plays that make the game. Yeah. So there's got to be a lot of concentration and just playing extremely hard. So we're looking forward to it. Yeah.
All right, Coach. Thanks for your time. Congrats on the big win tonight. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Coach. Yep.
That's Kurt Simon again. The Bulldogs get the win tonight, 58-6 over Vienna-Goreville, and a big matchup next week against Cesar-Valliere. And again, this is the Rock Transport postgame show. Now looking at the bounce back report that comes your way thanks to the good folks at Wabash Christian Therapy on Oak Street in Carmi. Get back in the game. Call Wabash Christian today. So, Chris, Bulldogs bouncing back next week. Again, it's going to be a tough contest. Tough bat all night at Cesar-Valliere. It's going to be different than what we've seen the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be the Bulldogs' first true test of the year, and that's putting it mildly because, number one, we're going to their field. Number two, like we pointed out, we haven't beat Cesar in a long time. We've been close the past couple of years, but there's just been a play or two here or there, that one of their good athletes makes a play. I remember last year I think we had a lead. We had them 4th and 5 at midfield, and if we stop them, momentum's with us. They get 6 yards, just enough to keep the chains, and they would just make back-breaking plays at the right times. And he hit the nail on the head. This team expect an athletic, spread the field, lots of motion, fly sweeps, physical linemen, good athletes on the perimeter. It's going to be a tough task for the Bulldogs, but if there's one thing I know, that, like he said, this group of seniors, they fear nothing. They're just fearless. They're workers. They just come to practice just excited about practice. He doesn't have to motivate them on a Tuesday. And if you got a team you don't have to motivate on Tuesday afternoon,
you're doing a good job.
You got something going. And I think if Carmi just goes in there and just has confidence in the way they play football, you say, oh yeah, Cesar's got these athletes, they spread the ball, this and that. If you run the ball the way we do, if you go down there and just keep doing what we do, you're keeping the ball out of their hands.
Yeah.
If they can't stop your run, if you're eating up the clock and you're grinding out 3-4 yards of play, you're keeping the ball out of their hands, number one. Number two, you're wearing them down defensively. You're controlling the game clock, and you're putting points on the board the way you want to do it. Carmi can't go down there and try to get in a track meet with this team. Our strength is between the tackles, so we just got to stick to what we do. These kids are going to have the confidence to do it, and I can't wait to watch the game because it's going to be a good game.
Again, final score of the night, Bulldogs get the win 58-6, and we'll be there next Friday in Cesar-Valliere when the Bulldogs take on the Red Devils. Kickoff is set for 7 o'clock. The pregame show will begin live here on WRUL as well as the WRUL Sports YouTube channel around 6:45. So we'll see you then. So for Chris Myers, for JC Tinsley back in the studio, for Haley and Asher here in the press box, I'm Cole Carter. Have a great rest of your weekend.